Well, it's 6:30 p.m. on a Saturday, the 26th of January, and we're at the YouTube space live in London.
Good space, really
Can
good
only
space.
mean one thing, it's voltage.
Welcome. It's good. Oh, yeah, you can clap. Well done, guys.
back.
Round 3, Season 5. We're down in Santiago. South America welcomes us. It's the only race of this season where we go to South America, so we best make the most of it. And I feel like they have already.
Yeah.
Got a lot coming up in this show for you guys, so let's take you through it now. Well, first of all, we've got some great guests while we're watching a fantastic race down there in South America. It is set up perfectly. We'll take you through the grid in just a little while. We're also obviously joined by 2 big YouTubers, WillNE and Ali A. Good to have you guys.
Thank you.
You can applaud that, by the way, guys.
Great to have you back, Will.
You can get your questions in for those guys. I'll tell you how in just a second. Of course, you can enter massive competitions as well. We've got some good prizes. There's hats, signed hats.
Scribbled on by us.
You've already got that.
ruined them,
There's a
didn't
really
we?
good hoodie here as well. This is actually quite a nice hoodie. It's the kind of thing that I would actually kind of
That's clean.
wear.
I like that.
It's quite nice.
Black and simple.
Yes.
That's exactly all.
Exactly, that's my aesthetic. And then there's more in there, so you guys can sort
yes,
through
go
that.
on.
Win prizes through them in just a little while.
These boxers?
There's
No,
also
they're not. Don't worry.
Q&A later.
WillNE signed
You can do
boxes.
that at FE Voltage and
kind of
hashtag FE Voltage.
Yes.
Well, guys, we've got an absolutely great show for you. And do you know what? We've got everything happening here in Race Control, but you can be watching us, if you don't want to watch it on Voltage, on BBC Sport and also BT Sport, which is going to be in the links just below. But here we have Scott back from Autosport. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
We love Scott.
He is our resident guru and knows everything there is to know about Formula E. Give us the headlines, babes.
So after the last race in Marrakesh, we thought that BMW and DS were on their own out front, but they're nowhere in qualifying here. We've got a really hot race, new technical challenge, and we've got a situation where the person who qualified on pole, Lucas Di Grassi, won't start on pole. He's gone to the back of the grid. Sebastian Buemi's on pole.
I mean, ridiculous. It changes so much just in one race. I mean, did you think you would see Jerome D'Ambrosio on, #1 in the points?
No, I mean, I honestly didn't think I'd see him in the championship this year because the way it was going for him, didn't look like he was going to keep his drive, didn't look like he'd get the next drive, and he's proven me wrong, and now he's ahead of the championship, but he's down in 21st on the grid because that's how quickly Formula E changes.
It's literally a whirlwind, isn't it? Now, we've got over 100 cameras, guys, so we have got everything for you, every nook and cranny, including our spy camera, so we're going to keep you up to date throughout the whole show with what everything is going on. Now, it's wide open. We are 25 minutes to the race. Laurence, what's cracking?
25 minutes. That gives us quite a long time to chat. So for the next 25 minutes, just expect nothing but chat from this sofa. That's not actually true. Sorry, there's loads of stuff to come up in the show. 2 great YouTubers joining us. If you didn't know them already, then let's introduce them to you. First, I've got Ali. It's good to have you on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Big car enthusiast anyway.
I love cars, yeah.
Yeah, but for people out there who don't know what you do, let's take a look at this video.
They always do you dirty, yeah.
They always do you dirty.
Let's see.
Will had a really mean one in the first one.
time in a Formula E car.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much just like a
You went to Formula E in Buenos Aires a few seasons.
Yeah, that was 3 years ago, believe it or not.
Wow, okay.
And I was one of the fortunate people to actually get to drive that version of the Formula E car.
What an experience, though.
It was crazy. It was 2 laps. The thing is, though, it takes 1 lap to be like, OK, I can drive this thing. And then by the 2nd lap, you're like, OK, this is awesome. Then you're off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost wanted to sneak on a 3rd lap, but I was like, nah, I probably shouldn't do that. Yeah.
Which is right. It was good, though, because actually Will got to go around in the safety car.
Yeah.
I got to go around in the safety car as well.
We didn't get to drive it, though. It's
No.
completely
You guys,
different.
was it the I8 you get to go?
Yeah,
It's not
in
the
Paris.
same, though. It's not the
All
same.
right, cheers. Yeah.
He really throws you into the corners, though. It's Bruno, the safety driver.
He's a
That
great
was
guy,
good fun.
Yeah. Are you also with Lewis Hamilton as well?
Yes.
Oh, I see this.
This is at Mercedes-Benz World, and I actually got a chance for him to drive me around. And you think you've been driven around fast in a car, you've driven a car fast yourself.
Yeah.
Until you're in a car with him, and I'm like, how am I still on the
I like those
road?
moves.
It's
Yeah.
just, he is an unbelievable driver.
Yes!
That's crazy.
Get
Yes!
it!
Fortnite
Classic.
dances.
Iconic. Yeah!
There's actual dabbing!
One of my highlights of last year. He
Oh
smashed them.
my god.
Dabbing and Fortnite dance.
How many views was on
I
that?
mean, that's probably a solid like 12 million
Yeah.
views right there.
I'd sell me soul for
You
that.
can't knock it for that
I
reason
can't.
alone,
I
you know?
absolutely cannot.
What's the big trend this year for Fortnite and those kind of guys?
Oh, what is the big trend? I think the trends that you would normally see across a 5-year period for a game has been crammed into 1 year in Fortnite. Like things just evolve so quickly.
Yeah.
They're great at supporting the game in all aspects. Creative mode is just growing and growing and growing, which basically just gives unlimited content to the game. So anything and everything to do with Fortnite's going to do well, and I think it will continue to do well this year as well.
I kind of need to get into Fortnite, but I don't know if I can.
I could not see that. I've seen you play games before.
Do you play Fortnite?
Not well. I don't think I've played it since maybe like season 5.
Okay.
I enjoyed that Friday Fortnite tournament though.
That was one of my favourite things to watch.
That was one of the best.
so good.
Will, you sort of have a lot of trends in your life at the moment. You're trying to take down a media empire.
Oh, do you mean one single woman? One woman is the bane of my life. Yeah, I don't know if she's signal. Oh, there I am.
You're currently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing you dirty.
We're fighting a war.
Yeah.
That is Morg's mum. That's the 55-year-old woman who's overtaken me on YouTube.
How did she
Everything I've
overtake
worked for years. What do we do now? By a woman from Yorkshire. How did she overtake me?
Yeah.
She just posts banger after banger.
Yeah.
That's true.
Does she do commentary stuff?
Obviously not, no.
Morg's mum, you're more than welcome on the show, just so you know.
You're definitely not.
Oh, okay.
You're not.
Apparently, before the show, she has actually replied to you, or something along those lines. She said something. She's replied to you, I'm told.
What do you mean?
We can play you a video direct from Morg's mum.
Oh, you haven't.
Yeah, this
You haven't.
Where? There.
You're never going to overtake the queen of YouTube. You're just a B-Tech memulous. Swipe up and tell him he's never going to catch us.
Oh no, that's sad.
I love the awkward pauses.
Yeah,
She's obviously
yeah.
been told what to say. Is that all right, Morgan? Yes. And he's just pocketing that cash. I hate that woman.
Love that.
WillNE.
I often expect her to finish her or start her messages with "I'm safe and they're treating me well." Like, she's a lovely woman though. She's very nice.
There's a weird undertone under it.
Yeah,
Bless
if you want to
her.
go over and subscribe to any of these guys, if you haven't seen them before, you got WillNE and obviously Ali A, well worth a look. Help Will beat.
Yes, please
Will
do.
needs the subs. Go over to him. Help him out.
Oh wow!
We've got to beat Morgan's mum. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
helping
can we have
out.
a clip on that?
There's a competition
over there.
anyway that we're running on this show, and you can win all of this stuff. Is it everything in the bag? Everything? All at once? It says on my script here, stuff.
Here
This
comes.
amazing stuff. The Audi Formula E driver, Daniel Abt, is also a YouTuber. How many subs does he currently have? At this very moment, how does he have? You can round it up to the nearest, whatever. 238,000. Sorry, A, 238, B, 238,000, C, 232.38 million.
You're not good at numbers, are you?
Well, I'm just...
here we go.
Yeah.
They're very similar, to be fair.
Yeah, so get the answers in for that. You can tweet us at FEVoltage and hashtag FEVoltage. The answer for that 238, 238,000 and 2.38 million. We are now joined live from Santiago by Saunders.
It's not, is it?
Saunders?
Yeah!
There you are.
Oh, stop.
Hi, guys. Love
How you
that guy.
doing?
Hi, Saunders.
What do you mean it's not, is he, Will? Of course.
What's he saying?
He's doing a good job. Oh, he's...
How are you
Saunders,
doing?
we hear it's ridiculously
I'm going to have to cut you
hot.
off
Oh,
because
go on.
I've got a very special guest next to me, right here.
Oh, jeez.
It is Pascal
Hamilton.
Verline. How are you doing, mate?
Very good, how are you?
He's very
Tell you
cool,
why you're
isn't he?
good, because you're on the front row of the grid. Nice work, mate.
Yeah, you feel always better if you're on the front.
So talk to me about what you're looking to start this race off. How are you looking to fare? Tell me about the track. I see it's a bit dusty, but tell us what your opinion of it is.
I really like the track, so felt confident straight away from FP1 and always every practice session and qualifying in the top 5. So yeah, we are looking good, and hopefully now I can finish the race. Lucas is far at the back. Okay.
I think what's an important thing to remember about you, Pascal, is that technically you've had the least amount of time in racing conditions. Something pretty great today. I've got every faith in you. I think you're going to do well. Tell us about what it would mean to you to win today or to have a really good race.
I don't think so far. Now I just looking forward to the race, and I just want to be as good as possible, and then let's see the result.
So, the guys on the YouTube live show, they just want to know, tell us very quickly what the track is like in general.
It's a really nice track, and it's quite difficult because we have 2 different type of asphalt. So like here on the straight is concrete, and the other one is like new asphalt. So the car is behaving completely different, and that's making our life a bit more difficult.
Fair play. Well, best of luck, Pascal. Sorry, awkward handshake. Have a good one, mate. I'll catch you at the end. Right,
Saunders.
guys, that's Pascal Verline. Very good to chat to him. He's done very well to get here. I expect good things from him. But I'll come back to you later on. Things are a bit more lively. The race is ahead. We're in full flow. Talk to some influencers, maybe. Some other influencers alongside you.
I didn't know Drew Geordie was there. It's a joke. It's a joke. The Michelin Man is right behind you, Saunders. Sorry.
He'll not thank you for that.
Birthday as
That
well.
was horrible.
Terrible. Anyway, sorry. More from Saunders later on, who's out there live in Santiago. It was pretty good. I've never seen such a pretty driver.
Oh, he's a good-looking bloke.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of her. Like.
Jealous.
I think he looks quite a bit like Lewis. I was like, oh.
He's like a
Yeah,
sort
he's
of,
got that sunglasses, that kind of. He's got sauce,
got the
Pascal
haircut.
Vertline.
He's like if you whipped Lewis Hamilton. I mean, like with a whisk. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, with a
Jeez,
whisk.
what, like-
Anyway, you guys might be wondering what is going on in this sport. Well, if you don't know anything about Formula E, this video will tell you everything you need to know. "22 of the world's best racing drivers, 11 top teams, and 12 famous cities across 5 continents. Formula E is the world's first top-level fully electric racing series and the fastest-growing motorsport on the planet. This year's brand new Gen 2 cars all have the same chassis, the same tyres, and the same 250 kilowatt battery. The bigger battery means no car changes and more flat-out racing from start to finish. These new cars can go 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds and can hit nearly 180 miles per hour. The races, known as E-Prix, happen on city streets and last 45 minutes plus 1 lap. And there can only be one winner. Harnessing the power of social media, 5 drivers get fan boost through online voting. This gives them a sustained burst of extra juice during the race. On top of that, there's a brand new power-up for this season, Attack Mode. Drivers collect extra power by going off the racing line through an activation zone, guaranteeing more overtakes. So look out for the halo lighting up blue. Here comes trouble. That is Formula E.
Well, there you have it. That is Formula E in a nutshell, isn't it, Scott? And it's such an exciting sport because it all happens in one day. That's qualifying, that's practice, and it's the race itself. Now, we are at the second time that we are here in Chile, and it is hot out there. They're recording highs. I think it's the last 25 years. Is that hot?
Yep.
And
38 to 40 degrees, I think.
yeah,
Absolutely roasting.
that is enough to cook an egg on the track, which is going to be Saunders later. But I see, do you know what? The batteries, we've been testing the differences of the heat and also the cold. Do you think it's going to affect them this weekend?
Yeah, because although we know that this new battery is super duper, can go twice as fast, so that's amazing. And it has better thermal efficiency, so it can cope with hotter temperatures, can go 20% better than the previous battery. But we're going to get to the point this weekend where teams think that the battery is going to be critical. So basically what we're going to see is potentially towards the end, teams and drivers have to go engage in more thermal management, which means we're going to get to the end of the race and you're not going to know if someone's actually going to make it to the finish or not.
Absolutely. And the attack mode, this track, it's on turn 3. It's a very, very interesting track indeed. But we're just going to go over attack mode again because it's a really interesting concept and completely unique to Formula E. Now, I've got a steering wheel here and it's actually armed. It's by this button here. So once the drivers come into off-the-line mode, they will just activate this button here, which will then give them an extra 50 kilowatts of power, which then they can use strategically. They can use strategically to overtake when they need it. Is that right?
Yep, and we'll know that that's been activated because the LED lights on the halo will flash blue, so we'll get to see that.
Which you can see just over here that we've got in the studio.
And what you'll have basically is the driver will have they'll have it twice during the race, and for 4 minutes they'll get this extra 50 kilowatts of power to try and make up as much ground as possible, and obviously make up more ground than their rivals.
Now, we've got a really lovely track map, which is going to come up on my screen here. And we're just looking at the turns. With the attack mode being so early on, you're coming into those straights. As you can see, we're coming up down here. They're going to have to use it really strategically. Yeah. And, you know, those first few turns, turn 5 and 6, no, 6 and 7, where WillNE came off. I mean, we've got a lovely little VT. That's turn 3 here.
Yeah, so that's where the attack mode zone is. So they have to go offline, and it's really dusty, really dusty. More so, we say that pretty much every Formula E race because you're in the middle of the city, but in Chile it's really bad. So offline, super, super dusty, going to be quite difficult.
And so we're just coming to where WillNE unfortunately had his little bit of a moment, didn't he, when we were in...
Yeah, absolutely. That was back in free practice 1. So you can see you've got another corner there which has basically it's a fast turn that then the under braking you're still turning, and then it tightens really quickly.
Yeah,
that catches the drivers out massively, and that's what we saw from Sebastian Buemi in FP1, and he got caught out in the worst way possible.
Yeah, we can see a little replay of that just now.
The exact phrase
So here you go, you've got WillNE behind, and you just watch him lock up that left front.
Understeer.
And he's turning the wheel, but the front wheels aren't turning. He's turning the steering wheel, front wheels won't turn. He's a passenger. Slam, that's a really heavy hit. Hits one
Yeah,
wall.
he does, isn't he? That's like definitely ruined the front suspension there because he's got nothing and then takes the front end off. But you know, one of the other drivers, Robin Fryers, he was giving it a little bit of welly and actually just sliding around those corners, wasn't he? Doing a bit of drifting out there.
Yeah, it shows just how difficult it is to actually keep these cars under control, but also shows how fine the line is between, you know, success and disaster. But what's amazing here's the replay of Robin. Now he's a driver who, a classic racing phrase, he steers from the rear, basically. He's always tail happy, very sideways.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, he's definitely a driver to keep up with throughout the race because I'm quite excited to see how he does. Now, qualifying, who is in pole now? Because it's all changed.
So this is what's amazing. So Sebastian Buemi, big rebuild job for his team after FP1, but he's going to start the race from pole position because Lucas de Grassi qualified fastest, but unfortunately Lucas de Grassi has actually been kicked out of qualifying. He'll start from the back.
He's going to be right at the back,
Right at the back, because he's fallen foul of a new rule that was implemented for this weekend. It's a very odd rule. It's definitely the weirdest thing I've ever seen anyone get chucked out of FE qualifying for. He's used the brakes too much on his in-lap in qualifying. So in the group phase, he's gone out, he's done his hot lap, super quick, and then on his lap back to the pits, he's used the brakes more times than he's allowed. And this was introduced this weekend, we think, for safety reasons, because it might basically, if you use the brakes too much on the way in, you might overheat them, and then they might fail or cause a problem.
Well, I mean, in season 3, when he was in Mexico, he went all the way from the back to the front, didn't he? So I wonder if he will be
twice in that race. Within the first 3 laps of the race, he found himself at the back for various reasons. So he's done it before, but it's formula is at another level now, so it'll be super hard to replicate it.
So all to play. Laurence.
Now, there's been a lot of people expressing their opinions on the racing and how many people want to see whoever win this week, but we've got some special content from you guys sent in. You can get your own content in, but I'll tell you about that in just a moment. Watch this.
Hi, I'm Barb. I'm from Argentina, but now I'm in Santiago de Chile. My prediction for this race is first Pechito Lopez, second Sunbird, and third Antonio Felix da Costa. I want to see the first victory from Pechito here in South America. For me, it's more important, and he's one of my favorite drivers in Formula E.
This weekend belongs to the BMW drivers. They've been quick all sessions in the past in testing, and assuming they don't hit each other in the race again, they're gonna win. But never doubt the Tichita boys. They're always in it, they're always fast. I'm still gunning for them.
Hello from Chile. For who's going to win here, there's never been a season of Formula E where the first 2 races were won by people who didn't win races in the previous season. So it's anyone's game here.
Well, if you want to express your opinions like Hazel and the guys there, then you can get us on @FEVoltage and hashtag FEVoltage. Get your views in. We want to hear from the people who actually watch the races and are interested in it themselves. So if you want to be one of those people, do that now. Now, we can just spend a little bit of time getting to know you guys.
Yes, what a pleasure.
It's nice to just be able to chat.
Relax, chill.
Because you used to host like it was called Superchargers on CBBC, wasn't it?
Yes, that was filmed a few years ago, and that was like kids taking their parents' car and they controlled exactly what we did to it, which saw some interesting results.
So what kind of things would you see? Like, what's the best? Is it a bit like Pimp My Ride, but
yes,
for kids?
Yes,
right.
But with no control from the parents. So one was great. One was like a Mercedes that was like wrapped in this really nice sort of scarlet red, black rims. It was a nice upgrade. The guy was a little bit older though, so we kind of knew what he wanted.
Okay. And
then one of them was just this young kid loved planes, and it was transformed into like, imagine like the planes, like the windows, the stripes on the wing, put onto a family car.
Oh my God.
It was interesting.
Is that even road legal? Like, is that even?
Oh yeah. We made it road legal.
Really? Right. Okay.
I don't know if it's ever.
You would be livid though, wouldn't you?
As a parent,
like, why are you signing up
like?
Good fun.
I was hoping people would tweet me pictures of it on the road, but I'm not too sure how quickly the parents may have reverted the car after that.
What have you done? Take that off.
Driving a 747 just down the M11.
So what car do you drive normally? If you don't mind me asking, because that's very personal.
My R8 is like my little toy.
Right.
But we did just get a Tesla as well. So.
Did you write one off? an R8.
That's great research, thank you.
Yeah, I did. I did. I bought the R8 1 year after passing my test.
Right.
So it's a big jump up.
From what, a Fiat 500 or something?
From an Audi A1. So I went from the smallest Audi to the biggest one. And it wasn't like reckless driving. I'd finished a film shoot, and back then I loved driving so much. If I ever got a taxi or a train offered to me, I'd say no and drive.
Yeah.
Right.
So I woke up at like 4 or 5 a.m., drove to a film shoot, shot from 7 a.m. until like 9 p.m., then had dinner, and then had to drive home 2 hours at like 11 p.m.
3 pints in.
He wasn't. I've
never seen both of you move quicker.
And literally took 2 left-hand turns out of where I'd had dinner, and it was pitch black, and I went down a really steep road that veered off to the right, turned right, the wheels just locked up, went completely off the road, smashed into a tree, underside of a car was ripped up. But the thing is, it actually looked okay. When I got out of the car, I was like, it's fine, I'll just reverse up. But because the underside had ripped up the engine, gone.
Well, the funniest thing is, we might be able to see Becky do that now. Becky, you're going to take us through a simulator on the track.
Oh, okay.
Becky,
I
like that.
Yeah.
Like, I've been trying to practice this as well. Oh. So, honestly, this track is super... I'm finding it more difficult than I normally find with these simulators. So let's get Buemi's car here.
Dashing hard.
But do you know what? There is a lot to see and a lot of tricky things that are going on. Do you know what? I always have to concentrate so much when I'm doing this because these steering wheels are really heavy. So obviously turn 3 is your attack mode. And what we're going to do here is, so this, if you see, I'm going to come offline to show you. So here is where attack mode is, so this bit. So you're going to have to come off, and it's going to be super dusty. And I've heard that there is like quite a lot of leaves, which are all over the track as well. So you know what, it's going to be, I'm looking to see if people are really going to go hard for those first 2 corners, because coming through here, I'm trying to find turn 6 and 7. This is turn 6, 7, where Buemi had his little oops, which is what I just nearly did as well, but I'm going to take it easy just to show you guys through. This is one of the overtaking areas, so if you've just got your attack mode, you can probably give it a go here. But this is super nasty. It's a that's a wall. It's a chicane which has no curbs on it, so it's not even like if it was 1 car width, you could go straight through and sort of ride it on the curbs. You are absolutely going to hit a wall. What we are doing now is we're just going on to that second straight, which is again another, I would say it's another overtaking area. Coming up to a really awkward, horrible tight left. That's pretty much a 90 degree left here, going into a double hairpin. Now, that's the thing about Formula E. Every track is kind of tight, kind of twisty, very much in a city, but there is going to be some absolute hectic driving here because, you know, if you've got like 4 cars abreast and they're all going into these super tight corners, I'll be intrigued to see how they all get round, and hopefully we won't have a repeat of the De Cheetah boys that time. And then, yeah, BMW, which happened in the last round.
Get over the line, Becky.
I'm getting over the line. I'm still talking. Give me a break.
Get over the line.
Look at that.
143.
A standing start.
Oh, Becky and I like cars.
You know
Never.
Laurence, get out of it. I'd like to see you do a better job.
It's interesting because that was actually Will bantering you off there, but thanks for the reply. Anyway, more from Becky later on as Becky drives around more tracks around the world. It's a short series we're putting together. Wow, she's made it, whatever that was. Anyway, you guys need to pick a driver for this race.
Yes.
So I know that, Will, you were invested in Jev last time.
Yes.
So you're going to switch your allegiance maybe this time.
I wasn't. Well, I felt really bad for Verline last time.
Why?
Well, because he didn't get out the garage.
Yeah.
Last race round. So I'd like to see him do well. Yeah.
Exactly. So the important side is, and this time, get out the garage, Verline. That would be lovely. And to be fair, he's in a pretty good position to do well in this race.
And I like these shades.
Yeah. But you know what? They're actually very on point at the moment. So I'm good with that. What about you?
I'm going to support my boy, Daniel Abt.
Of course, because you're not friends with him, but like you know each other, right?
Yeah, we got along well. We met each other 3 years ago when I went to Argentina.
Right.
And we still WhatsApp each other. He's a really good guy. He's moved up to 3rd now because his teammate Degrassi dropped off of pole position. So he's in a really good spot, I'm hyped for him, man. I'm cheering all the way.
Yeah, and I guess as you picked Daniel Abt, let's finish up the competition that we ran earlier live on Twitter. We asked you guys, Audi Formula E driver Daniel Abt, your man, is a YouTuber. I mean, technically, I don't know if he does like diss tracks and stuff like that, but how many subs does he have? Now, it was A, 238, B, 238,000, or C, 2.38 million. Of course, it was B, It's gone up during the live show by 1,000.
Oh,
really?
Oh, on.
So shows the influence of the show
conversion.
there, guys. But congratulations. The winner of that is Callum Bailey.
Well in,
Callum
pal.
Bailey. Congratulations.
This great bag.
You win all this stuff, which has been touched by WillNE.
Oh, God.
Well done, Will. You touched it. It's fantastic. Anyway, we've found out a lot about Santiago so far and what is going on over there, but we've actually sent 2 guys on the ground. Joe Weller and Yannimes are out there for us. This is what they've been getting up to so far.
So we're in Santiago, Chile. We've just turned up to the Formula E Championships. I'm excited.
Mate, I can't believe what we're about to do.
So BMW i8 Roadster, I've driven one, I've been in one before, but never on a track with a professional racing driver.
This is it, boys and girls. We're going to do a hot lap, which is basically where we go really, really fast with someone that really knows what they're doing. So, professional driver, it's going to be chaos. Ready for action, boys? Let's do it.
Oh. Right, so I'm about to do this hot lap. My driver is Bruno, and we're in a BMW i8. Let's see what this is about. We have rubber brakes. It's a lovely big white track. So you can do overtaking nicely. Yeah. You can cut low. Jesus! This is raucous. I don't know how I feel about this, bro. I don't know how I feel about this. No, I don't know if you're doing that bit too quickly. Whoa! Whoa! Oh! You're a crazy boy, Bruno. I'll say that from experience. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah, it's lovely. To be fair, it's a BMW i8. It's cool, it's fun. Oh, oh my lord. That is absolutely bonkers.
It feels like a real life video game.
That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
It feels like you could just have the gamer in front of you and you can just be playing as you're going round.
Yeah, man, it was crazy, but oh, exhilarating.
Lovely of Joe to do that whole thing topless. Yanni wrapping his head there as well. Now, live to Saunders out in Santiago. Saunders,
If the grid's about to close.
how you doing?
Guys, how's it going?
Saunders, you all right? Can you hear us?
You've seen them in video. Now you have them in real life. We've got Joe Weller and Yannimes. First of all, Joe, tell me what you're thinking so far. How's the Formula?
Mate, this has been absolutely rowdy, to say the least. I mean, obviously, there's so many people here, but it's literally like 37 degrees. So it's, yeah, it's pretty mad. But can't wait for the race. Obviously, I've just done an E-simulator race where I came last, but I lost to Felipe Massa, so it ain't too bad.
Right.
Yeah, no worries.
Just going to steal his mark there quickly. Now, Yannimes, fair play for losing to Felipe Massa. Not everyone can say that. Now, I've been particularly interested in your experience because you come from a background of design, from wrapping and stuff like that. I want to know what you thought of the cars, the liveries. What are you thinking?
So Formula E, fair play, you guys have come to stay. The cars look amazing. I've seen gloss gold, I've seen satin teal, I've seen satin black, and that is what we do at Yannimes. The cars look great, the wraps look great. It is so hot here. I've been told it's the hottest day ever in Chile, so I'm concerned to see how will the batteries do. Obviously, it is battery powered. I'm seeing massive ice buckets trying to keep the batteries cool. It's no joke here, but these cars look amazing. You've got some great drivers here. I'm cheering on Mitch Evans as well. That's who I'm cheering on. Fan zone, Mitch Evans. Swipe up, let's get him some extra speed.
Sam Bird is who I'm going for. Come on, let's get him the boost. Make sure you vote for him. Very good.
And I'm impartial. There we go. We're going to head off the grid now, get into a good spot to watch the race, and we'll speak to you guys in a bit.
Oh, I love Saunders so much. He's so great. He's so good on Instagram as well. There's a touch, and I'm only saying there's a touch of Gordon Ramsay about Joe Weller. Do you know what I mean?
Oh no, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Almost a bit Matt Ritchie as well.
Yeah, a little bit. Anyway, let's go over to you guys. You're going to take us through the track now, Becky, because it's pretty warm out there, but I want to know a few more details.
Well, the thing is, you kind of saw that lap that I did over my shoulder, and I pretty much crashed it into the wall a few times. We thought we'd give you another great run-through of this, because I honestly, it is difficult.
Yeah, it's going to...
Here we are.
There we go. So this bit's interesting because this is concrete. So we've got two different types of track surface. So concrete here, that makes it really difficult.
Yeah.
It means that the tyres work differently, the grip's different. attack mode zone there. So go offline to try and get your boost, but it's going to be quite difficult. And then you've got this looping section. Now, well, how did you find this bit on the simulator?
I mean, it took us a while, but we got all right. It's more the fact that you get that long left-hander, and then suddenly, oh, hang on, there's a wall. Great, yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah, this chicane's going to cause a few problems. I think this is going to be single file most of the race, but on the first lap, this is going to be, it should be carnage, yeah.
Do you know what I think? I think it is just, it's mean, putting that really, really tiny little kink in there. It's like you had a nice sweeping left-hander. It's like, oh, no, put that in there now.
Yeah.
Well, fan boost, what is happening with the standings?
Yeah, so at the moment we've got, I think Stoffel van Dorn is at the top, but behind you've got 4 drivers, I think, when I last looked, like Antonio Felix da Costa and Sebastian Buemi, Daniel Abt, and I think Lucas de Grassi, all on 11% of the vote, and a few guys just behind. So like your vote can actually make a massive difference here as to whether someone gets that little bit of extra energy or not.
Yeah, you guys need to get your votes in, absolutely. Well, we are passing back over then, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh, can we get an update on fan boost, by the way? Sorry, guys.
Yes, I think at the moment it does look like Stoffel van Dorn's is top, and then we'll see who sort of sneaks into the rest of the top 5 positions.
It is quite interesting though, because Stoffel van Dorn, he always brings quite a big presence on fan boost, doesn't he? He's always at the top, but he's yet to put anything down. So do you know what? Don't waste those votes. Make sure you put it on someone who's going to put some numbers down, I think. Well, that's my opinion. Is that?
Yeah, no, I think it's a good opinion. That's all I wanted.
Well, babe, come on.
That was all the guys wanted. Anyway, we are minutes away from the race right now, almost less than that, actually. We're about to hear some of the race commentary at the beginning. Will, come join us.
Oh, yes.
In the first place. Everyone's getting nervous down there on the track. You imagine people are currently, rolling around trying to get the last few things together. The drivers are trying to get their focus at this point. It's quite exciting at this point, isn't it, Scott?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, what the drivers are going to be going through now is they're trying to go through their normal pre-race prep and try and keep calm, but they're going to be absolutely roasting. They'll be sweating already before they've even turned a lap or even sat in the cars and got on into the grid. They're already going to start to be stressing, and then that impacts the emotion, and emotion is the single biggest variable in a driver's performance, so they're going to be sweating and stressing already.
You guys ever been?
I think, yeah. I mean, heat plays such a big part when you're driving as well, especially if you've got like a full fire retardant suit on, you've got your balaclava on, your helmet, you've got everything, and you are just sat there cooking.
Does it help for grip on the track at all in any way?
It should make it grippier, but the way it works, I mean, I'm no scientist, but the way it works is there comes to a point where the track gets too hot, the tyres get too hot, they go past their optimal working window, the tyres will go off, and it becomes a mess in itself.
Well, you can see it's going down the grid there. All the drivers are lined up, pretty much ready to go. Have you guys ever been this nervous for anything as you think these drivers are? Maybe your GCSEs?
Oh, gosh.
I mean, I've had a couple of horrendous Sidemen charity matches to play, and I knew I was never good enough to do so. So probably, maybe, or a French-speaking GCSE, they're scary things.
They are really scary.
They think they're onto something.
Yeah, now, if you guys want to watch just the race on its own, you don't want to watch along with us, of course, you can see the race live here with us. You won't miss any part, any detail of that. There's full analysis here. But if you go to the description below, you can find out where you can watch it just with the broadcaster in your country. Well worth a look there as well, if you don't want to hear any of us talking over the top of it. Anyway, there's plenty happening out there in Santiago. I kind of like going down the grid because you get to see the design of each of the cars.
Yeah.
I quite liked Yanni's sort of colour rundown. I thought it was like listening to someone talk about a Dulux paint.
Do you know what? Yanni absolutely loves, loves the different spectrums you can get on the wraps, and I know for a fact that he'd have been looking around, being like, that's rubbish, can see the door shuts, like the gloss, like the satin.
And I'm sure they appreciate that out there in the teams. That's rubbish, that's rubbish. Who's this guy coming in?
I know, ridiculous. I just love the way he took the mic and started, was like, anyway, do you need your car wrapping?
Yeah.
But it's great to see coming down the grid that we've got some big names at the back, boys. Big names.
I sort of feel a little bit sorry for Lucas de Grassi because this new rule has kind of screwed him, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's called it the most ridiculous rule ever invented in motorsport, so he's not very happy.
Interesting.
Well, guys,
that's one opinion expressed out there. We can go live to the commentary from the race team out there. Iconic voices of Jack Nicholls and Dario Franchitti.
What a boy.
Oh, we are nearly
The third round of the ABB FIA Formula E Championship is about to get underway here in Santiago, in Chile, on the streets of the O'Higgins Park. Pole position, Sebastian Buemi in the Nissan. Alongside him, the red, white and blue Mahindra of Pascal Verlaine. Third on the grid, Daniel Abt, championship leader 20th.
The guys on the right side of our screen have a big advantage. They're on the clean side of the track, so expect them to make a decent start compared to the guys next to them.
Hashtag Santiago E-Prix is the way to get in touch over the course of the race. 45 minutes plus 1 lap. All 5 lights are on. And we go green in Santiago. Good start from the pole sitter. It's a fairly even start throughout, apart from Andre Lotterer, who's really struggled as they come down towards the first corner.
3 wide into turn 1.
And it is still the Nissan that holds the lead. It's very close between Daniel Abt there as they come through the left-hander of turn 3. Did he manage to make the move or not? It's Buemi leading. Abt is now in 3rd, Bird in 4th, 5th is Van Dorn. So pretty much as you were up at the front of the field. And it's going to get very tight here through turn 7. Is anyone getting shuffled into the wall? No. Now we get to the next tight part on the circuit, which is the chicane, Dario.
Yeah, this is where they kind of concertina up on each other. We saw a bit of pushing and shoving at Oliver Owen. There's one of the Neil cars at the very back is trying not to run into his teammate, and Lucas Degrassi took the shortcut through the chicane. He has to come to a complete stop. So his first lap, he hasn't made any spots. In fact, has lost ground to the leaders.
So through they come now. Up the inside comes Alexander Sims in the BMW, and that is him going past. And there's a big lock up from there, coming into the hairpin, and he makes it through. He's up into 3rd place. My apologies. It was
the cup down to 4th. Sam Bird, bloody hell, going forward.
Yeah, I know, right?
Scott, don't you think it's great that the BMW drivers are actually, they're free to race each other again after, you know, that awful moment for Da Costa last time?
Yeah, I don't think we would see that in most other forms of motorsport, to be honest. You've got, you've got a situation where a manufacturer's putting a lot in, there's 2 drivers that cost themselves a 1-2, and they just said, you know what, guys, go at it again. As long as you're respectful, go at it.
I was gutted for Da Costa, and do you know what? I was looking at him thinking, oh no, he's so upset that that it happened to him, but actually it was his mistake, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he held his hands up at the end, but in this race at the moment, Sims has made solid progress already. I think he was the highest starter in 8th. He's made up a couple of places, so he's up into 7th. And Degrassi, I mean, at the moment, he'll have.
Oh, who's stopped? Ooh.
Tom Dillman. That's Tom Dillman in the Neo.
Oh dear.
So he'll be going through.
That's a safety car.
Never has a man looked so lonely.
Oh no.
So he'll be going through a bunch of sort of like resets at the moment, trying to effectively, you know. Tom, have you tried turning it off and turning it on again?
Right.
That's basically what they'll be saying.
Just to be clear, is that pointless because he's just so far behind at this point?
No, because as we saw in the in Marrakesh, the safety car in Formula E is so likely because so much is happening that it can close the field up, and all of a sudden, when you've spent 30 laps out of the run-in, you're back in the picture again.
Well, we've got a yellow flag on there. So again, I mean, I've seen already that this track is keeping the pack very much together.
They go so
everyone is right up each other's arses. Ideal.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like, because there are a couple of parts of the track that are stop-start, like those hairpins, like that really tight chicane, it's difficult to actually sort of make a break. Why is it?
Well, the attack mode is now actually open. The zone is there, you can see. Now, who's going to go for it? I think, do you reckon they're all going to be a bit quiet until they really know the ropes and see where they're getting on before they try and get that attack mode?
Yeah, I suspect what they'll do is they'll try and let the race settle down now. So Buemi, he's got a 3/10 of a second lead over Verlaine at the moment. That's hardly anything.
Yeah, that's
so there's no point at the moment in the guys at the front absolutely going for broke and trying to pull away. And attack mode, using attack mode would only sort of like put you in a worse position energy-wise. So I think settle for a little bit, wait and see if there's a safety car and see how you can use it strategically.
Definitely.
What do you guys think so far? So what have you...
I've seen Verlaine keeping on that quite quick. He's what, only 4/10 off?
Yeah.
Pretty close.
It's not as crazy as I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be a lot of carnage, but they held it together fairly well, actually.
Yeah. I mean, you were saying before as well, because it says +1 up there. For anyone who's watching over that don't know, is it 45 minutes, isn't it? Plus the 1 lap. So you basically get to 45 minutes, you get the final lap, and then the race is done.
So here's a replay of the start. Verlaine actually got away quite slowly. I wonder if because obviously he's still adapting to Formula E, and it's this instant torque that you get because they're electric cars. Like, I mean, it tests its driver reaction. There's no real systems process involved. It's not like you're balancing the clutch or anything. It's literally how quickly do you see the lights? How quickly do you put your foot on the loud pedal? And he's just sort of got caught a little bit. Now, loud pedal maybe is slightly the wrong terminology for an electric car.
I really like the joke now. That's great. But do you know what? I mean, these cars are insane. Like taking away one of the pedals and having that just 2 there.
Yeah.
There's no feedback. So when you come screaming into these corners, other than just sort of like you know, that slight whirring noise. You can't rely on the brake feedback. You can't rely on the gears coming down. Oh, someone's taken a shortcut.
Yeah,
Degrassi's taken.
He could have made that.
That's Degrassi basically being very cheeky there and spotting an opportunity to go off track, because he'll basically be trying to take advantage of the fact that on the first lap they normally are a bit more lenient at incidents, but we see there Degrassi's under investigation for cutting the chicane. So if that was deliberate,
actually, Degrassi is out. He's not taking a little shortcut. He's taking himself out.
I mean, at the moment, I think he's
What's he done?
20th, isn't he?
He's 20th, isn't he? It says he's 20th there.
Yeah, he's still circulating in 20th. He's just, at the moment, he's going to be under investigation and he'll serve a penalty of some kind.
So what kind of penalties can you serve for that? Like, could you literally serve a penalty, you just can't take part in the race anymore?
No, I think all he'll get for that is he'll either get a time penalty or he'll get a drive-through. I mean, if he got one early in the race, if he got one now, it probably wouldn't be the end of it, because obviously he's down in 20th anyway. So it wouldn't be the worst thing, but he'll be gutted, because he's meant to be up there with where Buemi and WillNE are, sort of stretching his legs at the front, because Bird's falling away a little bit. He's already a second and a half behind WillNE and 2.5 seconds off the lead. So Degrassi should be up there. Yeah. Not where is he now?
D'Ambrosio, bless him, he's all the way down there.
Yeah,
as well.
Degrassi and D'Ambrosio, the guy who's meant to be on pole, and the guy leading the championship, 15 seconds off the lead and 20th and 21st.
I'm told that we can go out to Santiago now to talk to Saunders, who is around in a moment out on the track. We're just preparing that signal for you guys right now. Ali, what do you make of Ab so far? Because he's up there.
Yeah, he's doing all right. Bird got that overtake early on, pushing him back down to 4th, unfortunately. So it's going to be that big heated competition between him and Bird to take that 3rd back, with Buemi and WillNE so far ahead at the moment, keeping that 1st and 2nd. If they do bring in that safety car, push everyone back again, that'll be his chance, I reckon. So just hold the spot. Don't fall back anymore, Daniel. You got this.
Let's have some of the comms that are going out there on the track at the moment. Get a bit of explanation of what's really going on.
Buemi's
got it through attack mode. So Sebastian Buemi goes through the attack mode part of the circuit.
And he kept position.
And he might, because WillNE is right behind him. So you see on the left-hand side, there's 4 arrows there. That means there's 4 minutes remaining.
To take it so early in the race.
And then when it gets down to 30 seconds, we'll get a running clock.
But importantly, Jack, he kept the lead.
Yeah.
He used the attack mode activation zone on the outside dirty part of the corner.
Doesn't look like it's making.
But he kept the lead.
Oh, he's got a bit of a gap there.
What's the trend in Formula E? Do you take it early, or do you take it middle, or do you take it end?
I mean, so far it's been fairly random. The teams have been adapting their strategies as they go, because when you have safety cars, you'll be able to duck in, not lose any position, because everyone else is running slowly. And then if the safety car comes in quickly, you've suddenly got that extra power, and you've got a bunch of people right in front of you, so you might be able to pick a few more people off. But other people have sort of thought, well, actually, we're going to lose quite a lot of time, so I want to just get it out of the way as soon as possible. I think Buemi's used it tactically.
Buemi's just taken here the attack mode here, so he's showing that. Oh, good.
Oh, God. Let's bring the comms up. Apparently, there's something interesting going on down the track.
You wouldn't want to cut it any closer than that, would you?
No.
Oh, it's balls.
The rest are all. It's a decision to use it early.
I'd want to save one in case there was a late safety car.
Because that's what we had in
Saudi and Marrakesh too.
In Marrakesh, you had front runners who had used both of theirs.
So I guess that affects the strategy slightly, doesn't it?
Yeah. So basically, what Buemi's done there, I suspect what he's done is reacted to the fact that he's under pressure from WillNE, and at this stage of the race, he wants to maintain track position, because if he loses out to him, maybe he doesn't think he's quite quick enough to actually overtake him on merit. So you use attack mode now, try and keep the position. He's now a 2nd in front, so he's used it to his advantage. But keep one in reserve, just in case you need to use it properly later to either attack or defend again.
Obviously, after something like a safety car.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's take a look at what he did. We've got a replay of that just one more time, because it was pretty tight, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. As I said in the comms, you wouldn't want to cut it any closer than they did. He very, very nearly lost the lead.
You wouldn't want to cut it any closer than that, would you?
Because WillNE looks incredibly aggressive, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's on it.
He is really
back to 1.2 seconds
really
off him now.
I like it. There's something really exciting about watching someone chasing someone down, or at least trying to put the pressure on him all the time. I've noticed there's one thing in Marrakesh. There are a few drivers who, basically, their car isn't as fast as the other cars, right?
Correct.
So they had to get in the way of the drivers who were trying to go past them. It must be so frustrating for so many of the drivers knowing you're slower, so on a straight, you're going to have an issue.
Yeah, I think I think it's one of the things where Formula E has been so equally competitive for so long that everyone. We talked at the beginning of the guys that were the quickest in Marrakesh and now suddenly midfield or at the back here. It does change quite quickly, but you can feel like a sitting duck, especially when if you have someone on a different power mode. An extra 50 kilowatts is just going to hurt you so bad.
Sam Bird suffered from that, didn't he?
Yeah, and also it's not just about whether someone's on a different power mode. If someone saves slightly more energy, 1 or 2% of energy can go a long way. It's like when you're on your mobile phone and you're like, I really don't want to. Like if I slip into the red here and go down to 3 or 4%, I'm screwed. But if I've got 6 or 7, maybe I can get a little bit more out of it.
So you're saying you just turn the screen brightness down on the car? And
basically, they just activate low power mode. That's what it is. You have to walk instead of ordering that Uber that you really want.
Absolutely.
I tell you what is great. We're getting a lot of tweets, and apparently this is what I love most about the internet. I'm getting a lot of memes of Groot. Because apparently there's a tree somewhere on the track, and everyone's saying, ha ha ha.
Oh, really?
Tree. Yeah. So we said about
Formula tree.
Wow.
Normal people jokes.
I know. We're going to head over to the comms. We're going to bring that in for a little bit.
On board with the Grassy. So he now is in 18th place still. These long left-handers, Jack, are torturing the right-hand side tyres, particularly the right rear tyre. That's only going to get worse. Something slow. One of the BMWs on the left.
No, it is.
Yes.
Was
we'll
it?
have a go. Here's a look at Jean-Eric Verne as well. He's coming into the hairpin here.
No.
Oh, he's been lifted up and turned around.
Oh, gee.
Who was that by? Didn't quite see. I'm not sure who was in front of him at the time.
He's really angry, because he's always like the angry Frenchman.
Here we go.
By who?
Was that one of the BMW?
Was that one of the BMWs?
That was Da Costa.
Look at him trying to spin it round, spin it round.
And then he just doesn't. You've got to boot the throttle there. Just.
Oh, jeez.
So
it wasn't
Lotterer. What happens there?
I think Lotterer started that. I think Lotterer hit the BMW into. So last year we saw Lotterer go up the back of Verne and the two cheetahs collide.
Yeah, they did.
And there I think we've seen the DS Techeetah go up the back of the BMW that's hit the other DS Techeetah, so they're at it again.
He did quite well dropping.
Abs just went through attack.
Yeah.
Bird has it too, though.
So your driver, Ali, just went through attack mode there.
I like that.
So he's looking to be aggressive.
How many times can they activate attack mode per race?
So they can go through it twice. So they can go through the zone a maximum of 5 times during the race. They don't have to activate it if they've gone through the zone for whatever reason, if something suddenly happens. But they can only actually use it twice. When you use it, you get your 4 minutes. So Buemi's is up, and so I would expect Verline to sort of come back at him now. You get 4 minutes. When that's up, you've only got 1 go left. And then you'll get another 4 minutes whenever you choose to use it.
But you have to use it by the end of the race.
Use both.
Like, you literally have to. So you see it sometimes that they get to the last lap and they just absolutely blast it.
And are they still doing the thing where they only tell the teams just an hour beforehand how many times you do?
Correct, yeah.
How often, how long?
How long?
Yeah, so how much they can use it. Or, so, yeah, how long it gets used for.
While we're watching, we're getting into the middle of the race soon. Run competition number 2 here for you guys. You can win more of the swag that we've got here. Signed caps, bags, hoodies, jumpers, all sorts of things. I saw it earlier, it's fantastic. Great T-shirts as well. Competition 2, question. How long does it take to charge a Gen 2 FE car battery from flat to full? A, 10 minutes. B, 1 hour. C, 10 hours. The winner will be picked at random, and this competition, sadly for you guys watching globally, because I know there's so many of you, is UK only. Get in contact with us at FE Voltage and hashtag FE Voltage.
Oh, Bird's got
There's a replay of a great move for you guys.
Lovely overtake.
This is Bird taking second. So
it's quite cheeky.
big nudge. Well, I say nudge. That's a big hit.
He's cracked his camera.
Hang on. So when did he get him?
So he gets him here. So it's a brilliant move. Verline defends. Bird's on the dusty part. Look at all the dust.
Oh yeah.
But he just managed to keep it. And then Verline reacts immediately by going into the attack mode zone.
No!
So
okay, cool.
He knows I've just lost a position, I've got a massive gap behind me, I've got nothing to lose.
He's being pushed offline anyway, wasn't he?
Will, your immediate reaction?
Oh, gutted.
Yeah.
He's 2.5 seconds drop back as well after that.
So I'm quite liking seeing as well. Oliver Rowland, he's kind of been the silent partner with e.dams, and he's actually fighting with Massa. I bet he's having a bit of a time to himself, being like, I'm actually having a bit of a fight with one of my childhood heroes.
Yeah, I think obviously like being teammate to a Formula E champion like Sebastian Buemi, that's not easy. We saw that with Nico Prost. He was absolutely smashed by Buemi over the last 2 seasons. So they've made the change. They've brought Roland in for this new era with Nissan. And Roland's actually doing a pretty good job. You know, scored points on his debut. He's in the points here.
Yeah.
He's ahead of a Formula 1 race winner. I say that. I think Massa might have just got him back.
Yeah, well, that's true, actually. Oh, yeah, he has, actually. Forget everything I just said, guys.
So, here we go. This is
So we are-
Jean-Eric Verne,
we are
who is obviously
Verne.
spun back to 20th.
Do you know what? Well, you were supporting him, weren't you?
I was
And then
last
you
race, yeah.
binned him.
I've completely ditched him because I was glory supporting last time, and then he had a horrible qualifying.
Where is he now? I'm trying to get a figure
Oh,
out.
he's hit the wall.
Oh.
He's hit the wall
Oh,
on the
he's-
entry to the chicane.
Yeah, he's just done that cheeky little
He's just
slide
got
through
to-
that people
yeah.
keep doing.
But he got too close. I don't know whether he took his eye on it because racing drivers are always looking ahead. You're not looking right in front of you. You're looking ahead to the corner. So he's obviously looked to the right.
Did Degrassi pick up the penalty?
Can you see how dusty it is? Like literally the way the surfaces change is insane.
Exactly. So we're onto the bit now where there's more concrete. That's concrete, and this is different. Surface changes are a nightmare for teams to know how to set up.
And it's changed again.
So here we go into
It's
the.
so tight. I
final hairpin.
reckon they're coming all the way down to like 30 mile an hour.
Yeah, it's really,
it's so
close.
tight.
Well, that's why we saw. That's what spun him out. The speeds lower. Go lower and lower and lower, and then it's a concertina effect. So everyone bunches up, and then you just have an unfortunate situation where someone rams someone else up the back, and they're out. Well, they're not out, but they've gone to the back.
Do you
of the
think
grid.
that, like strategy-wise, if you're having to slow all the way down, and obviously you have to power all the way back up again, so you're using such spikes of power almost because it's like, back up again.
Exactly.
I always think that you would use so much fuel because you're constantly hammering the brakes and then you're having
Gun in the throttle.
Gun the throttle again to get moving.
And it's exactly the same with an electric car. That's why the efficiency of the powertrain is so important. So when you have a track like this, it has a lot of stops, big stops and aggressive starts, then the efficiency will come into it. So it'll be interesting to see when we get the graphic where everyone is on energy use, especially those that have used an attack mode already, because they'll have been operating at higher power mode, so that'll have used more energy.
Will, what was your question?
Oh, did Degrassi end up picking up that penalty?
He is still under investigation, as is Maxi Gunter, who is in 8th place.
I tell you who else is under.
Let's listen to a bit more
line, but he hasn't gotten Sam Bird for the position.
Hasn't even got close, Bob, has he? He's not made really any ground.
1.8 seconds behind.
Wow, look how close Bird was to the wall in turn 6.
Oh, yellow flag.
We have a yellow at turn 14. Last corner, maybe yellow.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. Maybe Massa, who's ground to a hold. Oh, no!
Maxi
Gunter having a great drive.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He was in the points.
And the car is
Why do
ground
they
to a
keep just
hold,
dying?
as it did
What is
many
this?
times in
It could be
practice earlier
temperature.
on.
It could be battery.
I was going to say, do you think it is temperature? Is it getting a little bit like an iPhone? It shuts down on high temperature.
It's just going. It's iPhone disabled for one.
Sims is up into 5th place. Mortara
Or
has
he's tried to do the code too
been
many
back a
times.
few positions now.
That's quite interesting, though, isn't it? That people are just stopping on the track.
Yeah,
like it's not.
It's the sort of thing that we saw a little bit before, whether it's software or battery temperature or whatever it is.
He had attack mode on as well.
So
surely the big story here is that Bird is currently chasing down Buemi, and we saw Bird, who looked so vulnerable to me while he was out in Marrakesh.
Yes, he was. Absolutely. So he in race stream didn't look quite as quick. So he's managed to get within 6 temps. I don't think we've seen Bird go into the attack mode zone. So he's
he has.
still got both.
He went once. He's not gone twice.
Oh, okay.
Just before he got
but Verline's use of attack mode hasn't worked. He's more than 2 seconds off the race lead.
Do you think he panicked, or his team panicked a little and went, "You need to get into attack mode, you're losing time"?
No, I think I can see why he did it. I think it does make sense to sort of, in that situation, you've got nothing to lose, you've got a big gap behind you, so you might as well do something different. He's just been passed, so at that stage of the race, he's obviously not.
Aggressive driving is really making this race good, isn't it? Because so many drivers are messing up. In the last race, we saw aggressive driving from Sims, and that made his own teammate mess up. But in this, everyone's messing each other up.
I need to see that first angle again.
So Sims
That's the words that
completely.
Mortara
He nudges him
from
from
the
there.
lane, hasn't he?
He just gives him a
To
little
do a
shunt.
full 360 and only lose 2 places,
Will
though.
Sims be penalised for doing something like
You
that?
cannot believe now, isn't
Was
he?
it fair play?
Sims, I'm
It
going to
should
look
be,
at
I
the
don't
mirrors
think
going,
it's
oh, no,
fair.
there he is.
And he's got all the in-laws here as well this weekend. Has Eduardo Mortara, his wife's from Santiago.
Are we going to have a full course yellow here?
He hasn't made much progress, has he? Meanwhile, grid progress-wise, Robin Franks has made the most. He's made up 7 places and is now up into 8th position. Lucas de Grassi.
So let's fade those comms down and go live to Saunders out in Santiago. Saunders, where are you?
I am in a wicked spot on the track right now. You can see the cars flying past me, hear them screaming past me like fighter jets. This is amazing. There's so much happening in the race already. Like,
I love that
I'm loving seeing the attack mode used for different reasons. We've got people using it to take positions and people being like, hang on a minute, I'll have some of that, and then using it to try and get their positions back. I can't believe that the likes of Jerome D'Ambrosio, John O'Byrne and Da Costa are towards the back of the grid. They were the 3 favourites going into the race, and they're just sitting in the back trying to make paces up. Amazing. I've got a good one for you guys. Right, go on, Becky, sorry.
And I was just saying, Saunders, don't you think that this season has just got off to it's absolute carnage? That last round, this round, it's all just heating up ridiculously.
Hugely. Like, this, for me, is the most exciting season of Formula E yet. Like, last race, I think, was the most exciting race ever. This is looking to be almost as damn good, which is good. One thing I wanted to bring up to you guys, this is pretty funny, actually. So, in Marrakesh,
better be funny,
Oliver
Saunders.
Rowland, in one of the practice sessions, Oliver Rowland called Felipe Massa an idiot. He had a bit of an incident. He was like, oh, what an idiot, over the team radio. And he's just put him in the wall, and now Massa's driving around with a dodgy wheel. The irony.
Massa's actually gone into the pits, hasn't he? I've seen on our socials. Yeah. He's gone off into the pits. He's got suspension problems.
It's revenge, Saunders. That's what it is.
So that potentially could be the end of his race, and
that
that's
from
going to be all because of Rowland.
Do you reckon?
Oh, it's just the irony. It's brilliant.
Do you reckon Massa will whack him? Probably not.
We don't condone
You know
violence.
what? I'd love to see it. It'd be great for the action, but I don't think Massa. It's going to be a struggle for him. Oh, Da Costa's just come past me really slow as well.
It's a full course yellow.
It's a full course yellow.
This is the massive benefit.
Full course yellow.
It's
That makes
massive
sense.
benefit of
That
having
makes
someone
sense.
who is so in touch with the sport out there. Saunders, thank you very much for joining us. He's great on Instagram.
My pleasure.
At
I'm gonna get back
Saunders
to it.
CB.
Enjoy.
At Saunders CB. Go follow him. He's amazing, and he does good live reports.
So while we had Saunders there, we had a replay of Lucas Di Grassi getting a little bit impatient at the final hairpin, driving straight up the back of I think it was one of the Dragons, lifting it in the air, pushing him wide. But so Di Grassi is now up to 12th and ahead of Lopez, but of course he was still under investigation. I don't think there's been a resolution on that as of yet.
Well, do you know what? I love the fact that the Formula E account as well on socials is just putting up little replays. It's like Massa versus Oliver Rowland and then like round 2 and the little eyes. So it's like they're blatantly like baiting them out for a round.
I feel like I'm on Rowland's side. I don't know why. While it's getting a little quiet and the orange men are coming out onto the
Chilean Baywatch, I kind of like that. They look like little.
bit more
What is
conservative,
it? The
like.
little sandmen. What is it? Star Wars, isn't it?
Didn't they used to do the IBM ad? Anyway, I've seen the film Minions. This is very similar.
Yeah.
Very sweet watching those guys roll that off. Now, to resolve the competition for you guys, I know everyone's been messaging in and tweeting in at FE Voltage and hashtag FE Voltage. The winner of the competition, the question was, how long does it take to charge a Gen 2 FE car battery from flat to full? The answer, of course, was... There on the screen for you guys.
1 hour, wow.
1 hour, pretty good.
I thought it was 10 hours, so I was wrong. Yeah.
I mean, it takes longer for an iPhone or like a...
Well, my car takes like 24 hours to charge,
Really?
so I thought it'd be closer to 10, yeah.
That's a really casual flex.
Yeah.
My Tesla takes bloody ages.
Fortnite money.
John has won that competition. Congratulations, John. Get in contact with us on Twitter, and all of this sort of stuff could be yours. It's fantastic caps. Really great caps.
And then we've ruined them.
Yeah, we've ruined them by drawing all over them.
This has taken quite a while, this full course yellow.
Yeah, what do you guys think of the race, though? Because this, I mean, you saw the last race, Will. This is almost more exciting.
Yeah, but I don't feel like... I feel like there should be more penalties going on. I mean, that Sims on...
Yeah.
It just wasn't fair.
There's a lot of knocks on the corners, isn't it?
I didn't
Spinning people out.
I didn't properly see from that replay whether, like... So Sims hit him into the corner.
Yeah, he just outbraked himself.
And then it's basically when Mortara went right and then left again with the weight transfer, I think, spun him round. So
there's no way he should have had that position, in my opinion.
And then it's the same for Di Grassi being ahead of Lopez. I mean, we said that those hairpins were going to be an area where drivers would end up sort of locking up and hitting each other if they weren't careful. That is exactly what we've seen. I'm surprised, given how readily Formula E and the FIA hand out software infringement penalties and things like we saw for Di Grassi.
Is that bird on, on the restart?
We're full green on the cross again.
Go on, Sam.
No.
Bring up the comms, let's see.
Not if you're Boemi, but maybe if you were Bird. That's what I was talking. Yeah, sorry. If you're Bird, it was maybe the time, but he might want to keep it
Surprised
in
no one
hand.
took attack mode under the...
In the midfield did, but the front runners have obviously used it once already.
Oh, yeah, so...
A bird in the hand.
Oh, God.
We're to the bush. It's a great race.
That's why.
You can always count on Jack to say it.
Go on, just sling it, Sam.
Evans is slowing.
he's
Van Dorn's
in
in
the
trouble. Stoppel Van Dorn in the HWA.
He's going too slow
He's
for
in
a race
trouble.
car. You don't want to do
Look at
that.
the front of the car. The whole front wing assembly is missing.
Do you know what? Van Dorn was saying again, he had the most fan boost ever.
Didn't quite hear what he said there.
Both ends, I think.
Oh, both
Where did he
ends.
start,
So
Van Dorn?
someone's gone into the back of him and the front of him. Van Dorn, after a strong
Yeah,
race,
he had his fan
is
boost.
sliding
Where did he
down the
start,
order
Van
as we've
Dorn?
seen
Sorry.
all too often for the last 2 years.
I know we've
very
talked about the
hard.
heat a lot, but if
He
I'm
lost
Sam Bird, I don't
his
want to be running
super pole time, but
behind
he
Sebastian
started
Buemi too long
Fifth,
because
yeah,
it's
he
going
was. He started in
to be
fifth.
less cool there. I just got in the marbles, Jack.
Oh,
yes, that's a
Not
big
it.
hit.
Both ends, the side, the top, the
Big
bottom.
stinker.
He's better than that.
Fan boost is becoming a bit of a jinx. Alpha Van Dorn wins it every race.
He was
and has
narrow, he
trouble
shallowed up the entry,
Replay.
defended on entry,
no.
and
He's
just
not having a great start of life in
I think
F1.
he must have had a problem with his suspension because he didn't even
Some
really
breakup
go
of
to make the
the
turn,
asphalt.
did he?
Yeah, we'll
He
keep
just
an
sort
eye
of
on that. The other
coasted into the
HWA,
wall.
meanwhile,
was
one's
very
in the
weird.
wall,
That was
the other's got a
strange. I don't
drive-through
think that was-
penalty for maximum power overuse. Gary Paffett using more than the allowed.
look at
So there
that
you go,
on
there's
the
your first
outside of
penalty.
the track. You'd have to say that's
That's
the
the
asphalt.
tarmac, isn't it?
This is bringing Verline right
Oh
back
wow,
into
so
it.
that's not marbles, that is
I think
just,
you're right. I
and that's
thought it
the
was marbles,
rattling you
but
can
it's-
hear.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
the-
1.8
aggregate.
seconds off the race
Costa
lead.
using fan boost.
Yeah, he is.
fan boost.
Where is the
That was an 8-year-old man
19th.
saying
He's not even on the
fan boost on the
turn on the
radio there.
left-hand side, so
Fan boost.
he's using it for fun.
I think the only way my boy Ab's going to get in top 3 is if one of those crash, because he can't keep up with them. They're all so
this got
so
another
far
full course
removed.
yellow.
Cars are so superior, aren't they?
Which is weird because he's in the Audi,
Everybody
right?
slows
and
down.
what, Degrassi had 5/10 on
And
the rest
that's
of
why
on such a
we need
close
some
field. You'd
more
think the
martial
Audi would be.
action to
Do they
run
share
in
a
and
lot?
grab all the bits of HWA.
Do teammates have very similar cars, or do they set them up differently, or?
I mean, because of the nature of a Formula E event, you get so little track time.
Yeah.
You rely on the fact that you've got 2 guys out there to sort of try and do double the learning in such a short time. So it helps if you've got drivers that respond to the same sort of setups. But drivers are slightly different. Some hustle them more, some need a car that's a bit more compliant. So there will be sort of small differences, but
Yeah, not
never anything.
too much.
In FE, not nothing too.
Surely you think
Replay
those Audi
of Van Dorn. I swear to God, he didn't even.
That does look like something's broken.
Make an attempt to make the corner.
It's a good spot. It does look like something broke. I might need to retract what I said about he's better than that.
Really?
Well, let's have a quick look at the timing boards because this yellow is again going to bunch everybody kind of back up.
Yep. Well, the thing about a full course yellow is it's not like a safety car where everyone comes up back behind the leader. So in full course yellow, everyone has to go down to the same speeds, very, very slow. It's like pit lane speed limiter, basically.
Just maintain the same gap.
It's like 50
or
kilowatts,
60
isn't it?
kilometres an hour. The idea there is that any gap that you've built and established during the race, you don't lose that advantage.
Yeah.
That's the reason for it. And we've gone green again now, so you'll see the gap.
Oh,
that's so close.
We're going
Oh, go on,
The
Pascal,
driver's
get
got to
him
be
as well.
extra careful now
We're
to
back on the
stay
green
on
flag.
line because of those marbles on the outside.
Okay.
This has
And we
brought
see Bird
Verline so much into
right under the rear diffuser of Sebastian Buemi. Lost a bit on exit though. I thought he was setting him up to pass
This
him
is
into
the thing,
12.
like
They've
when
all
they all
got
get
one
up each other's bum like that, I get
attack
nervous.
mode
'cause you
remaining.
just know
Crucially,
there's
Anything could
Buemi
happen.
has a
Yeah,
fan
you can see
boost
this
as well.
going pear-shaped.
Yeah,
Quite
crucial.
Yeah,
Right
you're
all
right,
that
you're
on.
right. They're
Bird's
gonna
right
just
on him
like
though, Jack. Is he going
jam
to
up.
dive down
Go
into
on, sling it,
13?
He's the
Sling
late
it.
darter is Sam Bird. That's his trademark overtake. Buemi goes in so deep.
Go on.
They all keep together. Still 17 minutes plus 1 lap to go. On board
17
with
minutes.
Pascal
Almost in the
Verline
final third of the
third
race
place.
already.
God, I swear it goes so quickly. There's
Yeah,
so much
kind of
going
dropped
on
out of
all
turn
the
14
time
as
that
accelerated away.
it just whips by.
Coming up behind Antonio Felix da Costa, who's just cruising around out his shenanigans earlier on.
Is he getting
Active
blue
fifth,
flag this
Mortara
race?
doing a great job in sixth.
Yeah.
Right, seventh, Evans.
I have
eighth,
no
Roland
idea the
ninth,
pecking
Lotter
order
tenth,
at all.
Degrassi
I have
comes to 11th
no
from the back of the grid.
idea of
Your
which
point,
cars are.
Sims,
It
Still
still seems like they're working it
compared to
out
the guys
as well
in front.
for most of the teams.
She wants to just read.
Bird's got a
Stephen
great
Lane.
run here.
Telling Sam Bird the state of play, and that is you've got a bit more energy than
Let's get it.
Buemi, so you can have a go.
And he's reading that off the TV screen. We're providing the teams because they don't have access to that information otherwise. And you've got to be, if you're Sam Bird right now, you've got to be so careful when you attempt to make this pass because of the marbles.
So the funny thing is, that's not actually a broken camera. That's actually a broken ND filter, I think, over the
brakes,
camera.
into the
So
left-hander of
they've
turn
just broken the front.
13 and
Nerdy.
Alright.
Okay.
So it's not actually a broken camera.
That's good. That's
To
good.
be fair.
Oh.
Blocked the rears when he tried.
Got squirrely, yeah.
Let's hope that calms down. And if you guys do want to hear just the comms on this, then you can head over to the links in the description. Jack Nichols and Dario Franchetti, really iconic voices. So if you're not into hearing us, head to the links in the description. You can see where to watch just the race over there.
Now, do you know what? These hairpins, I know I keep going on about them, But when you're driving an electric car, normally you would be coming down the gear, so you'd have some sort of concept of how fast you were coming into it. Unless you are, you know, keeping your eye on the dials and the instruments and everything as you should be, but a lot of the time you're keeping your eye on what is going on ahead of you and the wall, which is coming up. And these guys are having to come down to low speed.
Oh, he's in the wall!
Unbelievable.
Wait, has Ab got him? Oh, Sims has got Ab.
Whoa, yeah, he's backhand's fist.
Oh, look at the damage. He'll have to pit. If he can get back, because he'll get...
Let's say the
apologies for that French language, if you know what that means.
Oh, that's not
He's got to stop
Can you replace the front wing on
It's
these?
shedding debris all over the
The
circuit.
problem here, Jack, is if that wing gets caught under those wheels,
That
he's going
just
to lose
seemed
his
like
front brake
it wasn't.
and
It was a
steering.
self-enforced error. That really just kind of. It wasn't under too
Passing
much.
him now. Stays
that-
on the racing line.
This season's been
Will,
class.
You can
Will,
change
they
the
just
front
pull
wing
it off
in
and
sort of
put
10
it
seconds
Yeah,
or so.
and in practice, as long as it's not
Oh,
broken
Sims
any
up to
of the mounts.
third.
Yeah.
Sims is
If it's broken
climbing
any of the
along with
fasters and
Verline and
mounts, he's
Bird.
in trouble. But that is everybody's under that same.
I've still not got
Costa is going to. No, he's
No.
going to go on the inside.
Come on,
wall.
Daniel, what's
His pit entry.
happening?
That's your problem. The tightrope just got narrower with all the marbles on the track.
Right, let's fade that comms down. Let's head out to Saunders. Saunders, are you in another good place by the track?
I want to hear him squeak.
Well. This is getting pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
That Sam Bird-WillNE fight is getting a little bit intense.
It's tasty.
Listen to this, guys. Wait for the cars. Wait for it. Here we go.
Oh, wow, that does sound
he loves
good.
it. He loves it.
Positively. Love it, Will. I love it.
I said to you, he's going to squeak, and there it is. There's the squeak.
So, there's always a screech somewhere, but yeah. I just want to talk about Stoffel Van Dorn because guy can't catch a break, can he?
No.
Poor guy.
Just like stuff going in that happen.
He's been so unlucky. I thought he was going to do well today. He put in a solid shift in qualifying, and now it looks like he's out again. His car looks in bits all over the track. Yeah, so unlucky for him. But I'm still rooting to see some more of this Bird-WillNE action at the top.
I don't think
Because it looks pretty feisty.
I suppose you could say, Saunders, it's always darkest before the Van Dorn.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
Oh, WillNE's gone in the pits.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Oh,
You can
goes
see it
line.
opposite me.
Screw you all.
Oh wait, WillNE's out.
WillNE's out. WillNE's out.
Oh, he's out.
Wow.
Has he got? Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Right, Pascal, come on, let's go chase down this bottle merchant.
Oh, he's got.
Look at him. He's furious.
Bird's just taking the time.
Right, Saunders, go get him. See what you can get out of him. He looks like he's thrilled to be near you.
Saunders.
All right, okay, let's try and hunt him down. Come on.
Saunders.
Love you.
Oh, you just can't hear me.
There he is. There he is. No, I can hear you, so I was just looking out for WillNE. My bad.
He's just distracted.
I can hear you.
You're getting paid
just
to
try and
hear
hunt it
Saunders,
down.
you know.
I can hear you, but I'm ignoring you.
He's laughing because it's true.
OK, we sent Saunders off. Thank you very much, Saunders. Fantastic on Instagram, Saunders SCB.
So that's not really, like, the sad thing is with WillNE, that's not a massive surprise to see him throw it away.
It's been an up and down day for him.
It's been an up and down couple of years for him. The thing is, he's one of the fastest guys on the grid. He's one of the best drivers on the grid,
Yeah.
but he makes so many mistakes. And he makes mistakes when he's in really good positions as well. It's almost like the pressure seems to get to him more than it does. He does seem to be quite fragile. And it's now going to be, it's nearly 2 years since he won a Formula E race.
Oh, season two.
I think he's the
I
most
thought he was one of the big names.
still the most successful driver, I believe, in
2 years.
Formula E. But he didn't win a race in season 4, and he didn't win a race. I think his last race win would have been May 2017.
He has been champion
Maybe
before, yeah?
season
Yeah,
two
season 2 champion, and he's not won a race. But then again, season 1 champion Nelson Piquet Jr. has not won a race since he was champion.
No way.
2014-15.
Do you know what? I'm gonna try and
Has
do.
the grid changed much over the years?
Yeah, so you have like different people in different places, and the teams have had different levels of competitiveness.
Yeah.
Nelson Piquet was champion when all the cars were the same spec, so that was just.
Surely that's one of the best years to win it in, though, because then you're like, I am the
Season
best.
1 of Formula E just feels like an absolute world away from Gen 2. It's unbelievable how far it's moved on.
I am like trying.
We're putting
to...
Verline in that monitor now.
Oh my God!
Oh, Becky, what's going on there? Let's put
trying to
Verline in that monitor so we can monitor him for Will. That's Verline's on board.
This is Degrassi.
This is Degrassi.
Someone said that was going to be Verline.
Sorry, Matt. I was trying to like zoom in, and that thing stresses me out every time.
Are you saying that's Degrassi?
Yeah, that's Lucas Degrassi, the Audi driver in 10th.
And you do. Sorry, mate.
No, go on.
Do you get a point for the fastest lap? But is that only if you're in
Yeah.
the top?
Yeah, only if you're in the points paying positions, because the whole points for fastest lap has been something that's been contentious in Formula from the very beginning, basically. So they've been constantly tweaking sort of what the bonus points are. They were going to have a bonus point for efficiency, but then they scrapped that because they wanted to sort of work other things into it. So that's Degrassi into the attack mode zone.
Yeah.
Good example there of how much time you lose and how difficult it is to keep it going.
Is that Vern out as well?
He's moving up, isn't he?
I think Vern's out of the race.
Vern?
Yep, that's Vern.
Look at that.
Oh.
And the Costa is in the pits as well. So Antonio Felix da Costa, winner of the first race. Jean-Eric Vern, the defending champion. WillNE, the season 2 champion. They're all out. They're all out of the race. Guys, the favourites coming into this.
How ridiculous. Yeah, we're getting quite a lot of tweets coming through. Van Dorn has blown it. Race is official. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, people are fairly... Yeah, they're going in on the old social media.
You must be shouting Van Dam.
You
Key
need
people.
stuff.
I mean, Jerome D'Ambrosio, the
joke
points
mode today.
leader, out of the points right now. Da Costa, Vern,
Oh
out
my
of the
God.
race entirely.
The championship is going to look
It's pretty much anyone you would have thought would be on the podium.
Fan boost goes to the outside of Alexander Sims, and Sims holds on.
Zah.
Sims holds on
That
to
was,
that third position now.
he's got it on the side.
Why not,
it's
Jack?
tight.
This is what
Nah, you can't
happened
do it.
with Stoffel Van Dorn, but yeah, look how much Abt had to slow down.
Yeah.
Heads up
It's
driver
birdies
from
and
Abt, though, that he
fan
slowed down enough not to crash.
Jerome D'Ambrosio, as I said, under
using
investigation
attack.
for full course yellow. Same is true of Jean-Eric Vern, but he's out of the race.
I think Daniel tried to get him with
to
his
use
attack,
fan
actually,
boost
just
then to
didn't
get
work.
through. Not quite able to do so. And Alexander Sims, in all of that, is on for a podium finish.
Oh, wow. Well, it's all mixed up at the top of the grid there, isn't it? You wouldn't have thought that Sam Bird would be top.
No, he's done a good job, to be fair.
It's good, though. Yeah.
Congrats to you, though, Will. You picked one of the front runners in this race.
Yeah, I mean, we're second and fourth. We've not done too bad compared to even last time. It was our first one going down in 19.
Went with safe bets, to be fair. They were high on the start anyway.
Yeah, very true. It is hard to pick a safe bet in this sport now, because you've got no idea.
Yeah. Bird's
Bird's absolutely pulling away from
Bird is pulling away massively.
Verline hasn't taken his attack mode yet, though.
Ah, interesting.
It's all his to lose now, or not lose. You know what I mean? I don't want to like touch.
Oh, come on!
No, I hope you do.
I mean, you don't want to put the commentator's curse or the kiss of death on the guy, but you talk about not being able to back find someone that you can back consistently.
Yeah.
Sam Bird is like your guy.
Yeah. Really?
Whereas WillNE is like your typical fragile, fast but fragile driver, amazing peaks, but also like can do something silly like we saw there. Where he's repeated the same mistake he made in FP1 that caused him to crash. It was at the same
was it the same place?
Just a slightly different kind of accident. Bird is just relentless.
Okay.
He's such an underdog. He's so scrappy.
We are back, but this.
Come on.
Here we go.
We are
Slow and steady. You got this.
slow and steady. Okay.
Da-da.
Okay, so we've got a lot of guys are out.
See him.
Zoom right in. Zoom right in.
I'm trying to
Get
zoom.
up his nostril.
You need to turn it.
I'm turning it.
There you go. The other way.
Okay, we're going
yeah,
in.
there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
So we've got loads of the big guys
Careful.
out.
Go on.
Oh, God.
That's a
Zoom right
great
in and
shot
now
on the
up.
floor.
Up, up.
I'm trying.
Don't zoom out.
I can see shoes. So Da Costa, WillNE, Van Dorn, Gunter, Massa, and
Here we go.
Dillman are all
Keep
out.
going.
What
Wow, that's an incredible sideboard you've got
Oh,
there.
God. Okay, we're in.
Yeah.
Hey.
Blokes, we love blokes.
Oh, my
Right.
God.
Wow, it's really getting packed up in the middle of the pack there, isn't it? We've got good comms for you guys. Let's bring those up.
All together. Mortara, Freitz, Evans, Lotterer, Gary Praffit, that is, moving out of the way because he is a lapped
Why is
car.
he's good.
Yeah.
He's just
After serving a drive-through penalty, look at the front of Lotterer's Tachita.
He loves to
Lotter
scratch
to cheat at that. You wouldn't be buying that tonight, would you? It's got a bit of bodywork damage.
He has a tool and he's using it.
Degrassi's under investigation now for causing a collision.
Again.
Oh, jeez.
Not being his day.
Oh, here comes Freitz, side by side. He's going to be pushed into the wall almost.
Oh, that was a bit wrong.
Mortara is a tough operator.
Somebody clipped the wall.
Trying to be
Mortara hit the
impartial. That was
tyres
a
on
bit
the
wrong.
inside of the chicane. Yeah, you can't do that. Mortara, it's completely out of order in that one.
Freitz is going to feel angry. Oh, and he's going to go
there's
straight
a
on
problem.
13.
He's let his anger get the better of him, Jack.
Oh, no.
And he has to defend now from Mitch Evans after those two battle for so long.
Here comes Lotterer.
Lotterer locks it up. Oh, he hits Freitz, but they manage to keep going. And Evans is in there too, and the Jaguars side by side towards the final corner.
Surely can make it there.
Lock in the steering to get through there.
He's going to get a good run out of this.
Look at the damage.
Yes, Verline's taking a tackle. Come on,
There you go. Come on, Verline.
Do you reckon he'll catch him? How long does it have?
2.5 seconds to make up. It'll be really difficult.
Unreal thing to try and get that.
Trying to pass Lopez. Locker straight on.
Oh, he's off.
I reckon Laurence is going to absolutely lose it in a minute because he gets so angry.
Yeah, I remember he said he knows his teammates out in front winning.
Oh my God, yeah.
Seconds behind. Let's think about the temperature and who's struggling and
who are we on board
we're
with?
going to have to start thinking about the battery temperatures. Are they
Get him past.
in trouble with that?
Yep, we can see
pretty quickly. It'll be pretty
Bird there.
He's on him still.
Taken a massive amount of time out of him so far. He's down to 1.7 seconds. So attack mode's really working for Verline at the moment on our screen.
Verline, that is a fair old. I mean, I know it doesn't look much, guys, but that is a fair old bit of space between them.
Yeah, but
what's that, like a second?
He still won. Well, he was 1.6 through the middle sector, but he took 6 tenths out of him in the middle part of the lap. So he slashed the gap in that, and he's done it again for him. He's only 1.3 seconds behind, so he's basically halved the gap. He's halved the gap basically in one lap. This is attack mode making a massive difference strategically to the outcome of the race.
I mean, attack mode it's slightly controversial, but I think it's made this sport so exciting. Do you know what I mean? Because it suddenly just, it's that whole strategy thing. You have no idea when they're going to use it, how they're going to use it, and where the attack mode is even going to be in the first place.
And I think attack mode is something that only Formula E could make work.
Oh my God, yeah.
It works brilliantly with electric cars, but Formula E is just, it's that wacky, unique, slightly balmy thingy you don't expect championship, and it works.
Oh, Verline is close.
Look how close. He's 0.3.
Yes. Oh, he's only it's off him.
Oh my God,
Pascal, please, fella.
If you could also see here as well, can you see the track temperature? 49 degrees.
Oh my God.
Verline needs to be sensible here because he's still got attack mode, and he'll have attack mode on the start-finish straight. So he just all he needs. Good, there you go. Go wide into the final hairpin.
Okay, what are we going to see here? This could be a big moment.
Oh, got a good run out. Got a good run out.
He just needs to hold it in place now, doesn't he? Just like
sling it,
Pascal.
Sling it.
Here we go.
Bird in the middle of the track. Bird's out of position though, but the braking zone is very two checks. He's going to have to slow down and get the car back into line before he goes into the marble.
He keeps like noticing.
So close for another minute and a half or so.
He's got to be aggressive, hasn't he?
Look at that. Verline is really pushing it.
Look at that aggression there. That's amazing.
Verline is. Can you imagine Dilbag Gill right now?
To compete door to door, as it were, with other drivers. He wants him to get seat time.
Well, I think he'd prefer him to win too, but I think he realises the risk-reward. But there's only 3.5 minutes to go. He's had the seat time. Here he comes now. Looking to the outside. It's going to be a brave one at 13. Can't get it done.
Go steady.
He's going to get a good run out here, though.
Got into the corner.
It's gone a bit down. Verline's gone too deep.
Made a mistake.
Into the marbles of the race now.
He dealt with it well. He didn't continue
Verline
lock up
is
into
a
the wall.
noob
But
as
he's in
well.
his
That's
final minute
the
of
worst
attack
thing
mode
about all
now.
this. He's
Pascal
coming in hot.
In a minute, you'll see the running clock start when he's got 30 seconds
Let's
to
see
go.
the comms.
Oh, he doesn't have long. This is it. He's good out of this.
Yeah. Come on.
Out onto
Well
the
on
start,
the
finish straight again.
He's also got 2% more battery than
Last
Bird as
chance
well.
is the message from Pat Riviera, his race engineer. He's telling him, get after it.
Well,
and
only 3
Dilbag's
minutes
saying,
left in this race
the
now.
big boss is saying, let's just take it easy here.
Right, Jerome's not going to get us many points. You got to get us what we're going to go away from Santiago with.
Come on.
20 seconds left.
Oh
no!
Roland's
Roland's
in the wall. That's coming out of turn 3
he had a
into 4, I
disappointing
think.
race last time.
Not a yellow.
But that just puts into context the amazing job that Verline's doing at the moment, because Roland is a rookie and Verline, they're both Formula E rookies. And Verline, don't forget, didn't do the first race. He retired. He's done about 15 minutes of racing.
Because he didn't even really do the second race.
Yeah, exactly. So this is an incredible performance up against a guy who, like I said, has been Mr. Consistent from the start of the championship. He's such a great underdog. So you've got the experience of Sam Bird at the moment. He's done an amazing job to keep the lead when the guy behind him has got attack mode. But you've got the hungry rookie. McKenna started the season brilliantly, won the last race with Jerome D'Ambrosio. So he's all over him, but he's not got attack mode anymore. So this is just a straight fight for the last 2 laps.
And you know, if Bird goes on to win this is going to be amazing for Virgin. Like, they are going to be running up and down.
It's the outcome team as well. So you win a race before the works. It'll be a massive result for them. I know that they're not particularly surprised that they're ahead of Audi, because obviously they've got confidence in their guys and they've got the same package, but it's still very impressive.
What does the little yellow bar at the top of the graphic next to Bird, is that just because he's in the last 10%?
That's exactly like you'd have on your phone. So you've got now into it's critical.
So he's got 9% left. He's got less than.
But he's got more than enough, surely, to finish.
Let's hope not.
Attacking the 6-7 chicane, even though we've seen
the previous leader, heading out of the race. And Samber's right behind him when it happened.
Will the
Sebastian
performance of
Buemi
their
hit the wall
car
there.
get worse as the battery percentage lowers as well?
Yeah, so the
Verlaine's
performance
gone
of the
offline
battery
again, which
goes down by
maybe not the smart move
roughly
through the kink of
10%
turn
for
11 because you get onto the
every
marble.
degree you go over the optimum range. And that's 72 degrees in this battery, which they would have hit very quickly, given how hot it is out there at the moment.
As I said, 40 more than anyone on that track there.
Looks too far now, doesn't
You
it?
could definitely put 8% and 9%.
Come on.
45 seconds until the last lap. Now,
Touch and go, aren't they? Have they kind of started
So,
battling
will it
themselves,
be-
and taking their eye off the
Sandbird.
big prize, the end of the race?
8%.
Yeah, he's got.
But he's still got,
laps to
that's
go
the
and
thing,
then,
is like he's got 30 seconds
finishing.
left, technically, yeah, but he's
Sam
got
starts
one
to slow
whole
down. Look at
lap.
the lap time,
So if,
1:12.5
you know,
lap,
Verlaine's
32.
right
So
on
they're
his
starting to
bumper,
slow
he's
down.
going to have to give it full
46
shots
for
all the
Pascal
way
Verlaine.
for that one on last lap.
Good result for
go
Sid.
now though. This will be the last lap after this, won't it?
Yellow flag, so something's happened somewhere.
Yellow flag.
Yeah, Verlaine's slowing down a lot.
Yeah, and he's got more energy, so that suggests, as they've just said on the commentary, that there's battery
Robert Frein's coming down, he's
problems.
crabbing a bit, isn't
Right,
he?
let's see the comms
His
in the
car's
last
not
lap.
looking right, but he's still running in 6th place.
I think everybody's slowing down a little bit here.
Yellow flag out there somewhere. There
Turn
goes
4, same
Verlaine.
spot from before. It's the same spot.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's still on board.
So this is the penultimate lap of the race. Lopez past Evans now.
We're still on board with Verlaine here, so you can see that actually Bird is quite...
We can
he's
see
got-
how much Verlaine's had to back
Second.
off because of the temperature of his battery.
Yeah, he's got
So
like
this is-
enough of a space between him now, don't you think? Because he's already halfway back up that hairpin
What a
before he's even
podium
turned
this
the
could
wheel.
turn out to be.
This is all about Verlaine making it to the finish now. This
There
is
we
it.
go.
Yeah, he looks like he's
Voice of
actually
God, there
going
it is.
really slow.
Second father
as well.
says-
He's back right off.
Scott, who's this
Control the
American
keys to
voice?
your race
Yeah.
car.
Black
Bob
coming
Varsha.
up for
Bob
Sandberg.
Varsha. He's got an amazing voice.
I know.
He has got-
He's an American racing commentary legend back in
bring a
like
home
Indy
moment
cars
for those
and
guys that
street
got the
racing in the 80s
Stephen
and
Lane
90s.
Really
saying
great
to Bird,
voice.
Yeah, a lot of gravitas.
Silk.
Keep an eye on
Do you
your
know-
temperature. He's got to keep an eye on his energy as well.
Yeah, you've
Oh
only
my
got
Bird's down to
4%.
4%.
Bird has got 4%. This is
You
probably the
imagine
first
just
time
hit
that
zero.
we've
Save
seen
energy.
Just
He
yeah.
gets back on there.
get
Get
that
to the
down
end of the
on their
C3.
power. Do you think that heat really has affected the batteries? Because I swear I don't
critical.
think I've ever seen a battery get down to 4%
Those numbers
in a race
drop up
before.
and
Yeah,
down.
and it's also no safety. We had a full course yellow, but no
Yeah.
safety car.
Will he
Okay,
be sending
he's
sort of text to his family now,
yeah,
just
grab
saying,
the
I'm
nurse
gonna,
at
still going to
home,
make it
get
home?
absolutely
Like,
cruising.
yeah.
Put tea on, please.
Put tea on, yeah.
Do you know what really made me laugh about Bob
Nurse
Varsha
for
was
Sylvain
yesterday
Philippe.
called Vernon, Virgin, when he came back off.
Yeah.
It's like, thank you, Virgin, Vernon.
Vernon, good job. Thanks, Bob.
And he's got to drive the car while reading all these numbers out. He's
Oh,
multitasking.
A British win here for Sam Bird, isn't it?
Yeah.
2 corners left.
So anyone who's particularly nationalistic or patriotic.
That should be enough in Santiago.
We've got Brits are up there.
Through the left-hander he comes. The Chilean fans that have turned out in their thousands are getting to their feet, starting to applaud.
Good drive.
Because
Good job.
Sam Bird, who started in 4th on the grid, comes through the final corner now, and he's going to take victory in Santiago when he gets to the line. And it's victory for Bird in
Let's
Santiago.
listen to these comms.
Fantastic. And a brilliant job from Pascal Verlaine. And
Alexander Sims.
2 rookies on the podium.
2 first-year
Shout yes,
drivers on the podium. How about that?
Ah, the Brits. Yes, mate.
New in-lap procedure. Remember the new in-lap procedure still applies. Keep an eye on your dash for pressures.
Brakes.
So new in-lap procedure is the brakes problem that Lucas de Grassi got done for, but Sam Bird takes the win.
Shall we speak to him?
Yeah,
He's
see what he's got to
top
say.
3, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That was a bit of a nail biter.
over.
Listen to an interview now, I think.
Oh, that was really tough. The tarmac's breaking up. Well, what can I say? Well done, team.
You didn't put a foot wrong, and it was easy to go slightly offline and end your day.
Oh, no, I did. I made a major mistake into 12. I thought the race might be over, but I corrected it, kept my cool. Oh,
Don't tell us
Well
that.
done.
We didn't see it.
yeah, I had my heart in my mouth, Dario. Wow.
Congratulations.
The commentator's talking to the drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
That's crazy. Just finished the
Sorry,
race, he's
Stephen.
like chatting away.
Listen to that guy in the
It wasn't a bad
commentary
race.
doing his job.
So Verlaine's pace dropped so much at the end. He was desperately nursing it to the finish. That he ended up 6.5 seconds off.
Yeah, that's
having been
huge,
right
isn't it?
behind him.
Yeah.
Is that Bird celebrating, or is he just... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, go on then.
Oh, no,
You've always got enough juice left in the battery for a few donuts.
Yeah, Sam Bird looks very happy there. Fantastic interview from Dario and Jack. Always just nice to hear someone so emotional after the race.
It's his teammate pulling up alongside him as well, Robin, so...
They're probably really enjoying it.
Another great result for the Envision Virgin Racing team.
Do you know what? I saw a really funny photo on social the other day that Robin put up with, like, Bird with his pants pretty much over his ears. I should have texted it in.
Oh, Degrassi got
an image. Verline's just repeated what Bird did, went off track after the penultimate hairpin and did a little donut.
Very interesting though, isn't it? Like Verline, this is his what, third race?
Second race.
Second race?
Do you think pre-race the drivers work out where they can donut post-race?
I reckon I think we've had a couple of times where people have come up and I can do a donut, can't I? No. Okay, cool. And then...
Anyway, I think with any sort of racing, it's always like just do it and ask for forgiveness later.
Yeah, easier to ask for forgiveness and permission. So.
Correct.
Right. But that's obviously not advice from Formula.
Oh no, that's great though. I would go onto our spy cam, but I'd end up stuffing it up someone's nose and not actually see
The spy cam must be amazing right now, though. Surely.
Can we go?
Come on.
Give it a go.
Can we try the spy cam up in the
Neil,
gallery?
can we have
Surely
spy
this
cam?
is the only time we can ever need to try it.
Neil, can we try the spy cam?
Spy cam?
Okay, oh, we're in.
Right.
Oh,
We're in.
We need to go. Okay.
There's a slight delay. I'll forgive you of that. If you can get it something good, just zoom in on anyone and we'll revoice their conversation.
Everyone.
That sounds dangerous.
Someone's coming
Lopez's
in.
car coming back into the gallery.
Lopez's car. See.
Go
I reckon we need to go left.
down that. I think we need to go down.
Oh no, we're going left now.
Oh,
Oh god. Oh god.
This one's definitely got away from us. Yeah, at least we've got some good pictures on the other side.
Oh, we're going to follow him. Where's he going? Oh, shit.
There we go.
Shit.
So you want to go down to the end? There.
Zoom right in. That's it.
That's not bad.
See if you can see Saunders.
So there you go. You can see
Lovely pictures there.
Verline.
Oh.
Keep zooming. That's some great branding.
No, it's right. I've let. Hold on.
A lot of umbrellas, but there's not much rain out there, though. It's really confusing.
God, why is everyone like dressed like little orange salmon? It's great.
Those guys must be so dehydrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, jeez.
You know what?
Well, the hottest races is when those temperatures. That's going to be worse than when we were in Malaysia in season 2.
Right.
And back then, a 45-minute race. This is going to be more intense than it was back then because you don't have the car swap, so you don't have that mini break in between. So you're going to be losing. The guys out there that are sweating the most, 45 minutes in 40-degree heat, they're probably going to be losing between half a kilo to a kilo. 45 minutes of action.
But again, that's not advice to lose weight from Formula E. It's terrible to do.
Yeah.
We've got an interview with Nikki and, of course, Sam Bird.
That looked pretty intense.
Kids, Mbappe. Yeah, that was intense. The track was breaking up, something nasty.
Weird flex.
But we managed it well. Shame for Seb, because it could have been a great fight. I felt like I had the edge on him on pace, so I felt like I was the hunter and he was the hunted, but
What is this?
amazing from the team, amazing, amazing.
I mean, this is a really exciting time because obviously I know you were disappointed with the podium when we were in Marrakesh, but this just shows that Envision Virgin Racing, you've got the pace. This championship's looking very tasty for you guys now.
This team is, I think there's a reason why I stay there. So this is one of the reasons. That's 8 wins now a year. I win every single year, the only person ever to have done that. So happy.
Brilliant. Sam, thank you so much. Huge congratulations.
It's pretty amazing. Obviously, we see 2 Brits on the podium today.
Yeah, that's amazing. So for Alexander Sims, that's his first podium. And what Sam said there, he's the only driver to have won in every season in Formula E.
Wow. And Sam knew that
Mr.
himself.
Consistency.
Hey, you all right? You all right?
If you're allowed back, now
Still
you're
don't like
back.
So we've. Wasn't it? We had a double podium last year. It was Techeetah last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was here. It was the first ever Formula E 1-2 in Santiago last year. That was the result there.
It's going to be the first time we've had 2 Brits on the podium, though, right?
I think so, yeah.
They're there with Verlaine.
What a massive turnaround. You know, you didn't even get a lap done in Marrakesh and now you're standing on the podium. Well done.
Yeah, it's great. Great feeling, but I'm also a bit sad because I think we could have won today, but the team told me I have to slow down. We are crucial on temperatures for the batteries, so yeah, I was saving energy at the beginning. I was so fast in the end, so yeah, I know I should be happy, but yeah, I want to win.
Definitely better. Take the points now. There's a long season ahead. Thank you very much. In a moment, we will have a chat to Daniel Abt, but he's just doing another interview with Fox.
Verlaine looked pretty annoyed there, didn't he? But naturally, like Ali was saying, you would be naturally annoyed if you finished second.
Not as annoyed as Alexander Sims will be, because both of your guys have ended up on the podium. Alexander Sims has been demoted to 8th.
Really?
Because obviously we saw that.
How come?
British drivers just lost the podium, lads. So we saw the collision mid-race, and he was under investigation.
He deserved that. He deserved that.
So
Imagine you finish the race, you're like, yes! And then they're like, there's an investigation going on.
It's a drive-through penalty converted into a time penalty post-race.
Fair enough. That was he should not have been given that position. So
I think Wehrlein, there's a possibility he's sort of a sweetheart of the show now.
Yeah. Oh, he's definitely. Yeah.
I mean, Will's definitely warmed to him. You've warmed to him. Why have you warmed to him?
I just like him.
I feel like he,
just like him.
He's just my mate.
He's a good-looking boy and a
He's
good
been around the
driver.
circuit as well, hasn't he? A bit. He's been through a couple.
He had a hard time when he was in Formula One, and I think he developed a reputation that was probably slightly wrong. People thought he was moody, arrogant, difficult to work with. He did have a little bit of a reputation for being difficult to work with, but Mahindra boss Dilbert Gill says that it's not arrogance. He's actually just shy. He doesn't want to speak. He's just shy. He's nervous. We saw when he spoke to Saunders at the start. He wasn't in your face or brash.
No.
But I think some people interpret that shyness as arrogance.
He's
but maybe he can win a few people over.
Though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still only in his early 20s.
There you go.
When Saunders looks like the more outgoing guy of the pair, you know that guy is understated. Do you know what I mean? A nice shot of a football stadium there.
Oh, it looks not good.
We've got some replays here. I think I'm told of Buemi and Verm.
It looks like it's really busy there as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Lots of people.
Here's a look at the replay of the chicane. He just starts to lock up. This is where he crashed this morning. Yeah.
Talk us through this, Scott.
So it's the same mistake he made in FP1. He's locked the brakes. I think he's gone a little bit too close through the left-hander, got on the dirt, lost a bit of grip, locked up.
Understood.
But he's got control back more than he did in FP1. He's not skated straight into the barrier, but he's just carrying through. He can't scrub the speed off.
Right.
So that's why he runs wide and he goes sort of front first into the wall.
We've got it here.
Wow, look at that amazing stuff.
Oh, yeah. But that's the thing that you saw at Sam Bird's interview where we went, oh yeah, such a shame about Seb, with a massive smile on it, like creeping onto his face, like, yeah, I'm sure you're gutted.
You know what we were talking about with the simulator, and you're like, oh, we should, it would be good if we could use the walls to brake. That's exactly what he's done. He's literally just side slammed it.
Yeah, got a bit sideways.
Just broken it.
Less deliberately than I did when I was doing the simulator.
Well, we've got Jeb retiring here.
Oh, it must be so frustrating when you have to retire from the race.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
No, but you know what I mean, that feeling. You can't go around the track backwards either.
Yeah, I know.
Well, Vern actually qualified on pole for the season 4 opener backwards. He came out of the last corner, lost the rear, went over the line backwards, and the lap time was still quick enough.
No way!
Yeah.
Wow, it turns out you can.
It's the most swag thing I've ever seen in Formula E.
Don't you think it's interesting, though, as we were saying earlier, what has happened to all our former champions? So, I mean, Di Grassi, we've got Jev. Where are they?
Exactly. So you've got, I think, you look in there, Buemi didn't make the finish because we saw him crash out. Di Grassi had an error, an accident-filled race. Jev had a nightmare. Our race 1 winner, Antonio Felix da Costa's, had a nightmare. Sims, who should have won in Marrakesh, he should have been on the podium here. He's now finished out the points. This championship is massively open. But look at that. The only customer team on the grid, Envision Virgin Racing, using an Audi powertrain, top of the team's championship.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Amazing.
Good work from them as well.
A lot of chatter on social about these penalties. Apparently, Lopez has been dropped from 7th to 10th also following a penalty.
Yeah, there you go. This is the thing. 45-minute race, so much happening. They're monitoring all the live stuff, and we saw a couple of pictures of the stewards. There are a few in there, but they've all got their own job to do, and they're all focused on different things. So you're trying to deal with all of the stuff that's happening live, and unfortunately, every now and again, you can't quite resolve it in time to have an in-race penalty. That's why you take a time penalty in lieu of a
It deserves to drive through for that, 100%.
That must be so frustrating. Now, we're still in attack mode on this show. You two guys are now going to get to set your lap times on this.
I'll let you go first on this.
No, you're going to let me go first.
I'll let you go. Well, because I won last time, so, it's winner stays on.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I'll do it. It's all good.
Right. Bring it over here, Ali. Come on, sit in. You're quite tall guys.
I am. I'm not really made for this.
Let's see.
You need to
Do you
get in.
take him through this?
Yeah, absolutely. We need to get you into your driver's car, though.
Okay, put your phone down there.
Right, now let's not wrap this one around a tree.
My feet are a little bit too big for this, but it's okay.
Excuses already.
You're good. So
pick your car first.
Oh, I can
choose? You've got to do the
You
paddles.
have to,
It's the paddles.
Yes.
Yeah, so you need to run along to the...
Where's the Audis?
Audi.
Oh, it's this way.
You want to go to the Audis? Interesting. Okay.
That's up to this team.
No, I mean, it's fair enough.
I mean...
I'm fine with that. I'm
You
not.
got a problem with that?
No, I'm not.
Here you go.
I mean, it's just.
Okay, and then you press
Red.
this button.
Thank you.
And then we will get you.
And it's first lap. Just this is it. This is it. This is it.
Don't choke.
One, go. All right. And he's away. We go green in London.
I've barely practiced, guys. Okay.
Look at that, it's wobbling.
Okay.
Clearly, you got to turn the wheel.
Yes. No.
This is fine. This is fine.
right.
Chill, Will. Chill.
This is where attack mode was. So
Yeah, I'm getting attack mode basically. I'm getting attack mode slowly and surely.
Sweeping left-hander.
Okay, gonna go around this nice and smoothly. Not bad, not bad.
Well done.
Come to the right, coming into the left.
Turning it in, turning it in.
You say you do gaming?
I apparently, I mean, I'm not too sure if I do anymore, but
That's good. That's good. That's fair enough.
That's nice.
that's not too bad. Okay.
Hit the side.
As long as I don't hit the sides, I'll be really happy. Okay, this is where things get so scary. I'm literally gonna like creep.
This is that lovely chicane.
Oh, lovely.
Take that, take that, take that. That's all I need.
You're in your
Full
nice
pelt.
sweeping.
Full pelt.
left now.
This is where, come on.
I'm nervous for Will. It's Will I'm worried for.
Oh.
Chill. We're fine.
The commentator's
Okay,
curse.
here we go.
Okay,
It's
you
so
want to,
wet.
Pull it through.
now.
Pull it through.
Go on to your
This is where it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Just gonna slow and steady. No!
Nice and steady.
Come on. Stop clapping, Will. I hear you.
I know it was Laurence. It was Laurence.
Was it?
Brake.
Brake. Turn.
Gotta press the
This
brake.
is terrible. This is
you gotta
go! Come on!
Right.
If you want,
Let's
This is all I
see.
can do. This is all I
Let's
can
see.
do.
Just got to put your foot down. You're good.
120.
121.
That's not great. That's
okay,
not
121.
great.
But just right if you go. Oh.
Whoa, good. Let's press that.
Whoa. Okay.
Do that.
And
we
then
do that. And then we do that.
Right then, boy.
That. Well, you can step in now. Congrats. That wasn't a bad time.
It was
It's not a
going
bad time.
okay.
We're going to go to the
Oh,
podium,
right,
and then
we're
Will
on
is
the
going to get his time
podium.
to set his lap.
You let me get a practice in?
Yes, fair enough. Oh, there you go. Love him.
He's having a great old time, isn't he?
Yeah.
Where's he from in the UK? I'm detecting a slight accent.
Can anyone tell me where he's from?
Yes, Daniel. Come on, my boy. Let's go.
Ab to finish for him.
Ah, do you
Will's
know
going
what?
to try and get a practice lap in.
No, Will. Chill.
I'm not.
Let's hear from Saunders, who's out there now. Saunders, where are you?
I'm at the podium.
Wow. Good.
There we go.
What's it
Here
like
we
out
go.
there?
Oh, Daniel App's just gone up there. Daniel App's just gone up there on the podium to collect his. Oh, love it. Lovely moments. Lovely
Big cheer.
moments, isn't it? Just
Really
lovely
big
moments.
cheer. Yeah, it's really nice. It's good atmosphere.
I'm quite
Saunders.
looking forward to seeing Sam Berg get up there because not only has he secured himself the victory for today, he's also now currently top of the standings, as are his team, Envision Virgin Racing. So it's sort of like a double win.
Really fantastic work from him.
He looks so nervous, doesn't he? He's just
Oh.
like, ah.
There you
En
go.
segunda posición, Pascal.
Pascal.
Verlaine, del
Up
equipo
goes Verlaine now.
Racing.
Good.
Good job, mate.
I love that we get to talk to people
great
before the
drive,
race
yeah.
because I think we've got a little bit of a maybe we've got a bit of good luck because we talked to Da Costa in Saudi.
True.
And he won. We talked to Verlaine and he held a second position as a rookie.
Just
Incredible
saying.
Good work. Very, very good work.
Saunders,
Oh,
spread
listen,
it
Pascal,
around the
good work,
paddock,
mate.
Saunders. Remember, it's good luck if you talk to us before the race.
Okay, I'll remember that.
This is really nice because I think Verlaine's clearly a bit of a sweetheart of the sport, isn't he? I do quite like him. Will, do you wish you had Verlaine's hair?
Yeah.
No?
Oh.
No?
Saunders said yes. Lovely.
Sorry, I'm getting caught up in the festivities here at the podium.
Are you? A bit too much
enjoying it.
champagne?
And I'm just buzzing for Pascal because, like I said at the start of the race, he's actually had physically the least amount of time in a car in a race situation.
Yeah.
That is
And he's
amazing.
managed to hold second place here from the start. Really good. I think if it wasn't for his team orders and getting him to slow down because of overheating, he probably would have taken Sam Bird and got himself the win.
Wow.
So that's probably why he doesn't look as happy as he could do. But I'm still chuffed for him.
There he is, the
Where's Sam Bird?
He finished pole in South
Where is
America.
Sam
Well
Bird?
done,
Here he
Sam.
comes.
Good job.
Sam's a lovely guy. I've met him before.
nice
You
work,
must have met him when you were out
He
there as
helped me
well.
train to become a amateur Formula E
He
driver.
might do a little jump. He loves a little jump.
He's a good guy, yeah.
He does always do a big.
And it's definitely a little jump
big
as
jump.
well, isn't it?
He's quite small. He's quite
Oh,
small.
look, he is a very small man, yeah.
He's too small. I can't see him.
Laurence.
There he is. Hi, Sam. There's a jump.
Here we go. Oh, there we go.
I call that a hop.
Yeah, that was more of a skip.
Good work all round.
Oh, there he goes. Got to go down the line. Says hello to Alejandro. Well
Great stuff.
done. Goes down the line.
I really don't see those ladies giving him a fist bump back. I like the way he
Good
did
to see
that.
you.
Was
Good to
like,
see you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Nice work.
Excellent stuff. Another eventful race.
Yeah.
Very eventful.
Oh, good atmosphere out there in Chile. There's the Michelin now.
I think there's going to be a mass champagne
There you are, Brian.
explosion soon, because this is the first time they've had champagne so far this season.
Hey! Oh,
I've got lots of help there, so I'm about to get soaked.
Oh, good. Saunders, send us pictures back after you get soaked, or post them on Instagram. Saunders
Luckily,
CV.
this guy behind me has got an umbrella.
Saunders.
Thank you, Saunders.
Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed the race. See you next time.
You too. Love you, Saunders. Bye. Great guys.
Time for the old national anthem.
Time for the national anthems now. Play the British anthem twice.
Oh.
Do you not just play the winners?
While that's going on, let's take a look at the standings for the championship.
Oh.
Here we go. Oh, we're playing dubstep.
Right, so the standings now. Sam Bird is in first. Ambrosio in 2, Felix Acosta in 3rd, Eric Byrne in 4th, and Alexander Sims. Sam Bird, you know what? I really think this could be his year. I've got a good feeling about it.
I feel like I want to back someone else, though. I feel like...
Verline! Back Verline!
Yeah, there you go.
That's really interesting, though. But I still think the Costa can make it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. We come back at the end of the national anthem.
It's not been his race, last race, or the race before that, but just shows you can go from winning to not even finishing to crashing to the whole lot.
It's really up and down in this championship for a lot of people, isn't
it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Sam's opened up the phone, they're now going to take a lovely selfie together.
Will.
Oh! 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 I don't like you. You bully me every time I'm on this show.
Right, get ready to pick your car.
I've already picked it.
Oh, we'll pick it.
So Will's picked his car. Will, what are you going round in?
The slowest car, hopefully.
The Cheetah.
All right, so he's getting ready to...
Here comes the champagne.
I've modded this car to go 10% slower.
You just bounced your box off that.
You really did, you know. If I lose, I'm
can't see.
Claiming that on the insurance.
Right.
That's a far better first turn than me, that's for sure.
You're making progress real quick.
Great lap.
Better second turn.
Oh, that's
me as
much
well.
better second turn. You can tell he's experienced in this machine. Look at that.
I'm trying not to. Yeah,
Look
don't
at him.
panic me.
Working the feet, working the feet. Look at this.
I'm not a fan of you.
You are. Come on.
Come on, quick. Smash into the wall, come on.
Right, 6, 7.
Give it a little bit of a clip.
Beautiful scenes we're seeing.
29, that's not bad. That's not bad.
In South America,
Fast,
see the Chilean flag.
Fast!
It's all right, you know.
Will, why you come so fast?
I've heard that one before.
Do you know that guy has got over something like 400,000 followers on Instagram?
Each one of them earned.
It is a
Have you heard how awful the song is as well?
Yes.
Oh, has he got a song?
Oh my God, so bad. Okay, that was far too early.
Right. It's okay.
But it's all right.
I think I got here in 49, but it doesn't matter because I did this so slowly.
Yeah. Will,
You know
come
what?
on.
I
Don't
lost
hit the
faith in you.
Slow. Just stop the car.
No, we got it.
Charge the car. Stop and charge it for a bit. That's what we need.
Okay, just hold on.
I don't know how you
get
go. This is going to be tight, isn't it?
Slow.
There you go.
Slow.
Go, Will. Go.
I think he's got it. I think he's got it.
No,
16, 18, 19, 20.
21.
That's hot. You beat him by 0.9.
Yeah, by 0.9. Excellent.
That was so close. That was so close.
I thought you got 118.
I got 121.9.
Yeah.
Wait, can we get like a?
I'm pretty sure I got 121.9.
I thought you'd won that.
Really great.
Amazing.
You guys.
Thank you. Well, that was stinkers from both.
Oh my God.
Gee.
Right, let's just turn this off.
Should we sit back
Scott,
now?
what a race. How does that set up the championship now?
Well, obviously it puts Sam Bird in front, which another new leader. So I think we're in a position now where once we get to the European races in the middle of the season, hopefully we'll actually have a bit of a pecking order.
Yeah.
And we won't go into a race saying, oh yeah, this guy looks the fastest, and then he qualifies 21st. But I think it's good for the championship because people that have scored big points in one of the first 2 races haven't scored points here or haven't scored as well here. So it just means that the championship stays ultra close and no one runs off into the distance.
Next up, Mexico City. What's it like?
Very hot. Not quite as hot as Chile, so maybe they'll probably won't need quite as strong a factor sunscreen as
It's all in the name, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
Chile.
that's very true.
Is it a street circuit there? Or is it
It's the permanent circuit, but it's really dusty and it doesn't really get used very much. So again, dusty, low grip. Audi have traditionally been very strong there. Daniel Abt and Lucas de Grassi have won there the last couple of years, and obviously last year Lucas won. But we're a long way back.
Let's take a look at what may be coming up in Mexico.
and we go green in Mexico City.
Well, that does look incredibly exciting out there, doesn't it? Look forward to that in 3 weeks' time. You can look out on the FE Voltage and obviously all through all the Formula E different social media platforms to find out when the show is going to be exactly. But it's going to be a fantastic race out there. Do you ever miss going to these big races, or are you feeling like you've done your time there?
I quite like being here. Are you trying to like?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like,
no, I loved being in the paddock.
Right.
I miss it very much. It's a really, really fun place to be.
That's a come and get me plea to Formula E. Anyway, Will, what have you got? What have you got coming up soon? Are you still going for Morg's mum?
Yes, we're trying to take it down. It's going to be tough. So any support we can have on that would be very much appreciated. Also, me and Stephen are going on tour, so if you want to go buy tickets, that's this week on theinternetlive.com.
Guys, we've had some
We've got some big news, not to take away from your tour. It's a fantastic tour. But Sam Bird under investigation.
Yeah, he's under investigation for potentially being underweight, which could mean
underweight.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're under investigation for being underweight, that's a slam dunk.
That could mean the rookie finishes top. We don't know.
We don't know.
Don't celebrate too early, but he is under investigation. That's breaking news there.
on.
We probably won't get the conclusion of that now, but we'll see you in a few weeks' time for that, obviously.
Oh my God! But I can imagine it's all going mental all over social, and I just want to say, thank you for sending in so much to us. You guys have been keeping me really busy with all your memes of Groot.
And of course, head over to Twitter for more news on that. Ali, it's been great to have you on the show as well.
Thank you so much.
Sorry,
It's
I've
been
not
so
been
much
to hear so
fun.
much from you. Sometimes I was sitting there and I was
so
like,
engrossed in it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like just taking it in. It's been a crazy race.
Yeah, it's been fantastic.
Really
Where
enjoyed
can
it.
people go find you?
Ali A, pretty much everywhere. New show on BBC iPlayer, 10th of February. It's all about cars, transforming cars, 10 episodes live that day. Nice. So, yeah, definitely check that out as well.
Nice. BBC doing big things with cars at the moment.
They
Fantastic
are
stuff. Well, thank you very much as well to, of course, Scott. It's been good to have you. Becky and I have really enjoyed having you guys as well along on this show. It's been very good today.
It has.
We will see you in just a few weeks' time in Mexico City. Big race out there now. Big race.
All right then, guys. I guess we're out.
No, it's been good.
Right. Let's get off, guys. Got to get ready for the next race. Come on. Oh, is that how I look?
Oh.